brothers are on the ice, flanking Jack Eichel. Drives it around, and Doughty got a little room. Great pass. McDavid is in. McDavid scores!
Your strength. Victory has defeated you.
Into the zone, flipping it through. Scores! Game tied. Steve Jarvis takes the pass. Crosby had that broken up. And away goes Larkin. It's a 2-on-1. Larkin scored! And Team USA has the lead.
What would break first? Your spirit or your body?
A hard-fought Team USA victory, and it finishes 3-1. Now Matthews in front, and Sanderson scores! Warner's got the puck. Into the middle, back to St. Bennett. Scores! Sam Bennett!
So you came back.
I came back to stop you.
Not a shot off. Centering pass, McDavid scores! Connor McDavid wins it for Canada!
That we have now officially seen the worst trade in the history of the NHL, which means it completely sabotaged both teams.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Big Apple Hockey. And yes, we're going to get into what Jeff Marek is calling the worst trade in the NHL's history. And it's got a bit of a long history. So is that really the worst trade? We'll get to that in a second. But it's great to have all you back, as looking forward to the Olympics and looking forward to the games that are going to begin in Italy very soon. I, of course, am your host, Mark Williams. Delighted to be joined with you guys once again by the host of the Final Buzzer, the one and only Mr. John Filkowski.
Exciting hockey? Count me in. I'm here.
All right. Yeah, for a second I didn't hear you on that one, Phil. So it was a little bit choppy. So, but if you want to repeat that.
I said we can talk about some fun and exciting hockey, not the Rangers.
Well, I don't know, Phil. It might be stressful as it is. And yes, for whom the bell tolls, which it didn't. Just before we started, it didn't register with me right away, but kind of embarrassed because it's one of Metallica's best songs of all time. It would be great to see them do a halftime show for the Super Bowl, but we'll get around to that.
Please.
And also, it's also the 50th anniversary of Darryl Sittler's 10-point game. We'll discuss and place his 10-point game with other great games that's happened around the NHL and around other sports. Where does it rank? But let's get to the A block, as Anthony LaRocco will be joining us in a little bit. But the A block is sponsored by SeatGeek. Use the promo code Big Apple Hockey for $20 off your first order. And we're going to be discussing the men's Olympic hockey preview. And there is a ton of information we're going to be giving to you. Look down below at the stats that one over there, curated. So last year in the Four Nations final, we saw Connor McDavid in the Open win it in overtime. However, the United States are the defending IHF reigning champions. That was Tage Thompson's OT winner that won that for him for the first time in almost a century. Phil, there's going to be a round robin, then a 4-team group, then the semifinals and the finals. So this is going to be the group stages. As let's bring up the groups right now that you have. I'll get that one out of the way first to everybody.
Move the banner, Mark.
There you go. So you got Canada, Switzerland, Czechia, and France, Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, and Italy. Yeah, I guess you could call that the group of death, if you will. And USA, Germany, Latvia, and Denmark for theirs. So, Phil, let's get into this. Just what are your impressions so far, just kind of looking at the way the tournament's set up?
Can you bring up the groups again? I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I'll do that again.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Canada gets three pretty weak. You kind of and the U.S. get three pretty weak teams, and then Group B is kind of like you get two pretty strong teams, and then you get a team that is kind of on the outside, and then you get probably the weakest team in the tournament in Italy. So, I mean, Czechia is not a super weak team, but it's not a super strong team either. I mean, if you want to take 5 teams out of this, or maybe even 6, I would say you're looking at Canada, U.S., Finland, and Sweden, obviously the 4 nations teams. And then you look at probably the Swiss and probably the Czechs or the Germans at that point. So, Latvia, Denmark, Italy, and France are probably going to be on the outside looking in. You never know. Latvia almost upset the Canadians in 2014 in Sochi. That was a hell of a game. I think it was Christoph Skudletskis, I think, was in net for that game.
Yeah, I know it was Christoph.
Yeah, it was Christoph Skudletskis, I think, was in net for that game, and that was almost one of the biggest upsets in Olympic history right there.
If they pulled that off, that would have been up there.
Yeah, it would have been up there. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, this will be fun. It'll be interesting. I still can't consider it best on best because of the Russians not being there. They should be there. Enough of the BS.
Watch out, Dominik Hasek's going to come after you.
Well, you know what? The problem is that the players, they didn't do anything wrong. They have no control over that government and what that government does. I don't approve of what they do, but whatever. Stop punishing the players for something they didn't do. They have no control over. Let the Russians play. I'm tired of seeing the Russians not in this tournament. They're always a fun team to watch. You're gonna tell me that we're not gonna get the last of Alexander Ovechkin? Like, how do you have a guy that just scored, became the only player to score 900 goals in the NHL, to not have him in the Olympics? Nikita Kucherov, one of the best players in the world. You're telling me he's going to miss another Olympics? That's great. Just great. Just ridiculous. Get them back in there and let them play. So
I got to agree with you on that. It's been frustrating, and I keep on saying this. You want to have a global game, you're going to have global conflicts. You had Afghanistan get invaded by the Russians, the USSR, a month before Lake Placid, and they weren't kicked out of the games or anything. The entire Cold War. Yeah, the games in Nazi Germany. If you're going to be global, this is sort of the collateral problems you're going to have. Now, am I condoning the war? Obviously, I am not. I don't want war anywhere. Because after all, war, good God, y'all, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. So, but as far as like hockey goes, I'd rather have every single team out there and being represented. And please, there's other nations that are causing just as much trouble in the world. Some people would look at the United States and say that. I mean, of course I wouldn't. I'm proud to wear this jersey right now. And yes, it is a Ruzioni. And yes, to anybody that's watching this from elsewhere, yes, I'm still going to hold on to 1980 as long as I can, as well as, I'll be honest, I'm still proud of the 2002 and the 96 team. And in a way, I'm still proud of 2010. We're going to get to those as well. What I love about this week, Phil, is we get to watch Americans. Remember that we're all Americans. I used to always joke about this for a while in 2010, Phil, that I was still able to curse out Sather just because watching Zach Parise on the ice and you going, we could have had him. Could have had him, Glenn. But I'm not as confident about this team. I'm very pessimistic on them. And I don't think they made the right choices. And it has much more to do than my opinions of the assistant GM or even one of the players on the team. It goes much deeper than that, because I still can't believe the leading scorer of Americans is sitting at home right now. But we're going to get to that more later. Phil, let's look at some of these rosters. We got them down below, and we got Team USA. Let me flash that for you right now. Sorry, there's their practice lines, and we'll get to their stats in a moment. Phil, let's look at around the league right now, or around the nations. What's an under the radar player that's incredibly valuable for their team's success?
That's a good one. You want to go team by team?
Yeah, we could go a couple guys on different teams. I still think I got mine for Team USA. That's going to be incredibly critical.
I think a guy that's going to be super critical for the U.S. is probably going to be Jacob Slavin. I mean, he's going to be taking a lot of tough matchups. Not a lot of people are going to talk about him because he's not a big offensive guy, but he's probably the best defensive defenseman in the world right now.
A former guest of Big Apple Hockey.
Yeah, and a guest of ours. Definitely check that out if you haven't seen it already. I don't think I was on for that interview, unfortunately.
No, you weren't. You were away that day. You were at work.
Yeah. So, but yes, definitely a big role for him. He was key at the Four Nations. You saw when Adam Fox played next to him, Adam Fox looked really good. Then they moved him off that line and paired him with Noah Hannafin. And then Brock Faber looked better away from Hannafin and with Slavin. Slavin just happens to do that. He's a calming presence on the blue line. He controls the game from the back end. His gap control is probably second to none in the league in terms of defensemen. Just his positional awareness and everything like that. When he's on the ice, it's like playing with an extra defenseman. So yes, Jacob Slavin for me is probably going to be the big guy for Team USA. For Team Canada, I was going to go with Sam Bennett, but I think Brandon Hagel is a big spark plug for them, and he can play up and down their lineup. He's probably not going to play on that top line if those projected lines that we saw in practice are what they're going to be going forward. But Brandon Hagel is somebody that I would look out for. He again, this is somebody with a lot to prove. Somebody that is trying to show people that what he's doing in Tampa is not because of the guys around him, but because he's that type of player and he's been given a chance to do what he can on a big stage like this. So I would look out for him in Canada. David, I know this is not under the radar, but I think he's going to get kind of lost in the shuffle a bit just because he's playing on a weaker team. But David Pastrnak, I know it sounds so weird to say under the radar with David Pastrnak, but this could be a performance like what Pavel Demitra did in 2010 for the Slovaks, where he led the tournament in scoring and almost got them to medal. If the Czechs get there, it's going to be a combination of Dostal or Vejmelka, whoever ends up running with the reins in net there, and then David Pastrnak really kind of leading the way, kind of like a 2006 New York Rangers team, if you will.
Yeah.
Where it was Jágr and Lundqvist, it would be Pastrnak, and then whatever goaltender comes away with the starting job for them. Vejmelka, I think, is the league leader in wins in the NHL right now.
You're correct.
But Dostal is – don't sleep on Lucas Dostal. Lucas Dostal is one of the best young goaltenders in the league right now, and he's really proving himself for Anaheim. So I would not be shocked if he came away with the starting job. But I do love I do love David Pastrnak as an under the radar story. You wouldn't think that because he is the guy on that team. But I think, like I said, I think he's going to get lost in the shuffle. And then, I mean, in Finland, I would say maybe look out for Miro Heiskanen. Like, this could be a proving ground for him where he comes out and says, you know what, everybody talks about Cal McCarr and Quinn Hughes and Adam Fox. And, some people even talk about Rasmus Dahlin. I think that could be a player that could come right out and be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to show what everybody what I have on the biggest spotlight in the world, and I'm just going to take over and do what I can to will my team to medal. So I think, yeah, I think Miro Heiskanen is somebody to look out for as well.
You know, I was trying to figure out somebody to kind of put as under the radar, and I was fighting saying for Czechia, saying Pasta or even Marty Necas. The guy that I was actually going to go with was Radek Faksa because he just has a knack of scoring in game sevens. So I think maybe that would translate over to the one game elimination tournaments. And that's just one guy I was just going to throw out there. For Team Canada, I was thinking maybe like Bill Horvat, perhaps, because you get those people that are going, well, what's he doing on the team? Well, you know what? Bill Horvat's a hell of a player. So for the New York Islanders, it's either going to be him or Canada's got so many guys that you almost don't have anybody that's not under the radar with Canada. And but for me, for the United States, Phil, it's Charlie McAvoy. Charlie McAvoy made things difficult for Connor McDavid last year when they played the first game in the round robin tournament in and up in Canada, I believe it was, for the Four Nations tournament. The thing is, then there was no Charlie McAvoy. Now, Slavin did his best, and everybody was able to shut down or do the work to shut down McDavid for most of the game until he got the OT winner. But in this case, the United States definitely needs to have two different shutdown defensemen. And it's nice to be talking about one of Mike Sullivan's son-in-laws without rolling my eyes. So it's going then to see Sweden is a team that I just look at like their entire team is under the radar as we'll flash the Swedish lines right there. I mean,
I could give you a duo. I could give you a nice duo, and they've had chemistry before playing at the World Championships together, and that's Mika Zibanejad and Rickard Rakell. They're line mates again. And at the World Championships a few years back, I think it was 2018, I think Zibanejad and Rakell came together on the game winner and in the gold medal game, and Henrik Lundqvist won his World Championship. So yeah, they've played together internationally in the world's many other times. So that's a nice little duo for Sweden that could help them get to where they need to get to.
Yeah. I mean, in Finland, I guess the guy that's always under the radar and will be under the radar pretty much his entire career, given the team he plays on and who is usually playing ahead of him. He's not as under the radar right now. You go Anton Lundell because he's always a guy that's going to be overshadowed. Finland is going to get back. I got to feel bad for Finland, Phil. Last year in the Four Nations, Finland didn't have Heiskanen. Okay. This time they get Heiskanen back, but they don't have Barkov.
Yeah. Oh.
Ouch. Like that could have changed a lot because in my thinking on this, you're going to get that boost Europeans get in this tournament by playing in Europe. There is that extra boost that they have. Same thing with the Americans. You see it when it was over here in Vancouver or even in Salt Lake City. And it's just there's that extra feeling. Now, Sweden, I got to tell you, Phil, Sweden is a team that I look at and go, don't sleep on the Swedes whatsoever. But let's get further down on this, and let's get to my next question before our 5 questions. What player do you think is playing under the most pressure?
I have to go 1A, 1B here just because there's a lot to ask for these two players. And I think the bearing is almost equal. I really can't pick one, but it's got to be Austin Matthews and Connor Hellebuck for me. Connor Hellebuck has got to prove that he can win the big game. And Austin Matthews has got to prove that he can actually show up when the games get rough. There's a lot to ask in Matthews, and especially with what's gone on with the Maple Leafs and how they've kind of fallen off a bit. And, how, to a lesser extent, Sure, but I don't think I don't know if I would even put Hughes as a top 3. I mean, if we were talking about figureheads, yes, Bill Guerin's got the most pressure because he's going to have a lot to answer for if they don't medal. Like if they don't medal or if they don't win the gold, they're going to look at Bill Guerin and they're going to say, why did you put on guys like JT Miller and Vincent Trocheck when you left off, the highest scoring American in the NHL today in Jason Robertson?
And the second highest scoring American goal scorer.
Yeah. And Cole Caulfield, another one that, you couldn't how do you leave him off when, you got guys like Miller and Trocheck not playing well? Like, I understand that Guerin is more of an old school guy, and he was a part of that 96 World Cup of Hockey roster and the 2002 roster, and how, they, you had to build a certain type of team to win these games. But again, leaving some of the talents he's left off, if that backfires, there's going to be a lot of questions to answer for Billy Guerin. So, but again, to players, Matthews and Hellebuck for me, because I don't know how you play the way you play in the playoffs with Matthews, and same for Hellebuck. Hellebuck, playoffs on the road, he's awful. At home, he's good. But again, he's going to be in some other buildings. And I mean, again, this is not really, it's going to be a neutral ground, so it might be a little different for Hellebuck this time around. But yeah, I don't know if there's anyone else with more pressure than those two.
Yeah, my guy was Austin Matthews. And again, it's something, Phil, it's amazing how a narrative can be changed just by that much. Because if Austin Matthews' puck goes a little bit away from the blocker of Jordan Binnington, he ends up winning it for the United States. They win the Four Nations tournament. And then you talk about Austin Matthews being a winner. Instead, it stays with that same narrative. You can't get it done. And for Austin Matthews, he's the one in this tournament more than anyone that has to prove you can do it. And he's under the pressure because it was before, at least it was his work with the Maple Leafs was great. Now you don't have Mitch Marner. It's been a bit of a down season. But his work with the Tkachuk brothers last year was fantastic. I mean, you got guys that you got other guys behind him that can get the job done. Although I'm told JT Miller's been injured all year, so take it easy on him. But there's other guys behind him that can get the job done. So it's not that much pressure. But I think as far as like USA hockey fans go, we want to see Austin Matthews take that next step. And if he does, maybe that translates to the NHL for starters. That would be another thing. A lot of guys can get those, can get themselves from the international level, and then it just translates over to the pros. And the Maple Leaf fans would really love to appreciate that one. See, because now to a lesser extent, Phil, and follow my thinking on this, and I mean a much lesser extent, I'm putting Sidney Crosby with a little bit of pressure. Maybe that's just he's putting it on himself. This is probably going to be his last Olympics. Although let's not put anything past Sid. 4 more years from now, he could definitely be on this team. But he might want to just go out with a bang for him. I mean,
this is actually a better point. He's never lost in these situations.
Yep.
He wasn't on the 06 team. He was a rookie. He won in 10. He won in 14. So, I mean, he's had 2 appearances and he's won. I mean, this guy's an international just beast. I mean, if he never played in the NHL, he might be able to get in on his international accolades alone.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess a little bit also speaking about with pressure. I mean, who's going to be the Sweden goalie? You got to figure that one out. Who's going to be the Finland goalie? That's another one because they ended up using, I think Kevin Lankinen had better numbers than UC Saros when Finland played in the Four Nations last year. So, I mean, there's other guys with pressure. I mean, Czechia checking it right now. They're the defending gold medal champs, if I recall correctly, right?
So the last gold medal winner was the Finns won in 2022.
Okay.
They beat the Russians basically. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So again, there's lots of pressure to go around, but I don't think anybody is getting as much as Austin Matthews. But what's a player with something to prove?
Brandon Hagel. He's literally trying to prove that he belongs with these teams. I think. I look at him and I say to myself that that's a guy that, you know, you could pick out a bunch of players on that roster and say which one of these does not belong. And a lot of people will look at Team Canada and they'll look at Brandon Hagel and they'll say, oh, well, or you could even look at Seth Jarvis on Team Canada. I mean, Seth Jarvis was an injury replacement for, Braden Point, but Seth Jarvis is a depth guy, and he's got something to prove. I mean, this is a big stage for him. Carolina hasn't really done a lot in the playoffs over the years, and this could be a nice little coming out party for Seth Jarvis. You could also look at someone like Drew Doughty, who looks like he's declined. Erik Karlsson is another one in that boat. Erik Karlsson's numbers are not great at the NHL level right now. They're still respectable for his age and considering the injuries. But Erik Karlsson last year at the Four Nations, he had a coming out party again. It was just like, okay, like I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here. Like, you guys want to turn the lights off on me? Like, no. Like, I'm not letting you flip that switch. So Drew Doughty, that's somebody that's going to have to prove that, he's not, on the very, very twilight of his career, which, I mean, age says he is, but I mean, if this is the way to get back into it and get the blood going again, Doughty's got to do it here to start helping his Kings down the stretch run. Yeah, this could be a good one too, Matt. Noah Hannafin for Team USA. He had a terrible Four Nations. I know a lot of people said Adam Fox looked bad in that tournament. I mean, Noah Hannafin, I think, was the big reason why he looked bad, because Fox was great with Slavin when they were together early on in that tournament. And then they moved him to Hannafin, and then him and Hannafin just never ever clicked. And Hannafin was running around all over the place like a chicken with his head cut off. So, yeah, I do think that he, I think he has a lot to prove too.
Oof. I'm gonna look at guys that are playing well and see if they can jump to the next level beyond what they're playing at. Let me get those Finnish stats up, by the way, the Finnish practice lines. Let's get those on. But let me start with this. For Team USA, I got two guys. One, Zach Werenski. Zach Werenski, if he can come out and continue the outstanding season he's been having, and I do mean outstanding, he's starting to really throw his name into the Norris Trophy candidacy, because he's carrying Columbus back into relevancy. I mean, that was part of the problem. Last year, they were trying to stay relevant, that he had the injury at the end that slowed him down. Now this one, he's they were out of it. In comes Rick Bowness, and they win 10 games. And he's the fastest ever to 11 wins in his first 10 games. It took him 10 wins in 11 games. That's amazing. See, I'm even starting on that one. Another guy that's playing well right now, Phil, is Tage Thompson. I love the way his game has been. And he's listed right now as the third line wing with Larkin and Miller. And you know something? He's a guy, he steps up his game. Just first off, look out, everybody in the tournament. He had the OT winner, as we talked about with the he was the OT winner, right? It wasn't Brady Shea, right? In the World Championships last year. It was Tage Thompson.
Yeah, it was Tage Thompson.
Okay. It's like I started saying that I had that little seed of doubt in my head. But Phil, it's Tage Thompson is just one hell of a player. Everybody would kill to have on his team. And he's one guy I look at and just think, yeah, look out for him. I mean, I look at that Swedish decor. Man, that's a good decor. You're looking at Sweden, who's going to throw out. They're going to throw out Forsling and Dahlin, Hedman and Anderson, Broberg and Carlson, and your extras are Ekman Larson and Hampus Lindholm. When you have Hampus Lindholm as your 8, that really says something and screams the talent you have. And in front of their goaltenders, as they said before. That's why it's like, really do not sleep on the Swedes in this. I think a lot of people are going to.
Here's the question I have with Sweden, and this is, you could also say he's a player with something to prove. Is Victor Hedman healthy? He hasn't been all year.
Yeah. And that's been a huge problem. Oh boy. That's they're going to need a healthy Victor Hedman. And you're talking about the healthy Victor Hedman is on your second pairing. Hello. So that's them. I'm looking at Canada. And I'm going to go with that same thinking. I'm going to take somebody that's already playing at a high level and throw it up even more. What is Macklin Celebrini going to do? That is going to terrify. That should scare everybody that steps on the ice. This kid has been two-way. There's a 42-point differential between him and his the next closest guy on the San Jose Sharks. He is single-handedly keeping the San Jose Sharks relevant. That's just in the NHL. Now you're telling me you're going to put him up on a top line? I want to make sure I have this right. With
Connor McDavid and Tom Wilson.
Connor McDavid and Tom Wilson. Macklin Celebrini, it would not surprise me if he comes out as a player of the tournament and just has an immense tournament, because Tom Wilson's going to clear space, and so's Connor McDavid. I mean, you can't cover everybody, Phil.
No, you can't. And Celebrini, for me, I mean, that's a guy that could end up being a reason why McDavid has the availability to just go and freewheel, because Celebrini is just such a smart two-way player. And not only that, but he's a human highlight reel in himself. Can you imagine the plays that him and McDavid are going to make together? That's terrifying. That's an absolute terrifying line. And then not only that, but this is kind of like when Tom Wilson on that line is kind of like how the Penguins in the early 90s had Yager, Lemieux, and Kevin Stevens all on one line together when they would throw that power line together. Like, here's Stevens going around, hitting everything, scoring goals, putting people through the boards and the glass and into their own benches. And then you got Yager and Lemieux running around, just passing the puck and making plays left and right. And what are you doing to stop all that? Like, that line's scary.
Yeah.
And I'm with Kaylee on this. Celebrini should be on power play 1 over Reinhart. I get Reinhart's a great shooter, but Celebrini's got a hell of a shot himself, and Celebrini's the far better playmaker of the two.
I just got to say, we're debating on whether or not to put Macklin Celebrini on over a guy that had 57 goals 2 seasons ago.
That's scary.
That's how crazy that is. And by the way, 57 goals 2 seasons ago, and Jacob Trouba still left him wide open in the slot. So let's get down to five burning questions. Oh, because I'm going to bring it up forever, because Jacob Trouba is just he wants to keep slamming the Rangers. Yeah, all right. Don't throw stones from your glass house. Anyway, let's bring out these 5 burning Olympic questions, and we'll start with this one, Phil. Can Italy or France be somewhat competitive in this entire tournament?
No.
Yeah.
No. Like who is on either of these rosters that scares you?
Alex Texier and Pierre-Marc Bouchard for France.
Pierre-Marc Bouchard, a guy who had to leave the NHL because he was basically made of glass. That's the guy that's going to scare you? I'm not buying. I'm not buying it at all. I'm sorry. I'm not. It just, I'm looking at this roster right now. Their top line, according to Daily Faceoff from practice, Alexander Texier, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare.
Oh, that's right. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. I said the wrong name.
It's not Bouchard. Oh my God.
It's not Bouchard. All right.
Making a comeback. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, who was a fourth line center in the NHL, and an okay fourth liner at that, is your top center. Dylan Faber, Stefan DaCosta, who was with Montreal, I believe, in St. Louis. There's no one else on this team that really does anything, and their defense is full of guys who've never played in the NHL. And in Italy has never done. I don't understand who's on these lines that really. I'm trying to find Italy's roster, and I can't even.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be the worst host country since worst.
They don't have any NHLers.
Yeah, did the Italians play in 2006? I forget.
I think they did. They don't have anybody, and
might be the worst. The worst host team since '98 Nagano.
Is Matt Bradley the former capital? Is that who it is on Italy? Oh yeah.
I haven't even looked on their roster. Look, Phil, it would be nice if these guys could at least get a competitive game. I'm not even going to compare them to Latvia, who were able to at least give a scare to the Canadians, and they played pretty well. Latvia did, and they got a good foundation for a good program there. I remember back when Ted Nolan used to be the coach of that team. I think it was that one.
But that's not scaring anybody, Dominic.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
Scaring anybody.
That's not going to help.
If you're waiting for like a Matt Zuccarello type performance, I don't think you're getting that from anybody on either of these rosters, where it has like a big breakout performance leading for them to get signed by the NHL. Like I just don't see that.
Yeah. All right, let's go to number 4, Phil. Will the rink size matter? It is a smaller than an NHL size rink.
I don't think so. I really don't. I'm not buying. I'm not seeing where it's going to make a big difference. A lot of these guys play on smaller rinks. It might affect the international guys a little more, but just no. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to really matter much either. It's sort of about a much ado about nothing. I think it's different when you go to the big sheet from the NHL sheet, but when you condense the size of it, I don't think anybody's, you know what, but you got a lot of guys that they go, oh yeah, I can really tell. I've played on the big sheet before.
Behind the net really is where it gets affected the most. I think if it's cut off behind the net, that's when it could be a little bit of an issue. And I can say that playing on different size rinks myself and noticing a little bit of a difference behind the net. If you don't have the room behind the net to make plays, sometimes that could be a little bit of an issue, but I doubt it's really anything big with these guys.
Yeah. And that's why I still don't buy some of the I really think that the United States is really doubling down on their strategy. No, it's they still should have brought those guys. I'm still going to be on record saying that. They can win gold. Good. Still should have brought your leading scorer. Still can't believe they did that. What country would be that stupid? That's why I'll keep getting on with that. Let's go to number 3, Phil. What non-4 nations team can win gold?
I don't think there is a team.
I'll go at least Czechia and give them a chance.
They have the best chance, I would say. Maybe Germany. But I don't think any of those teams. I don't think any of the non-4 nation teams are winning gold. I don't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I will go with Czechia, but they almost have the problem that they have too many good goalies, and you don't know which one is going to get hot and take it. Like, I mean, if it's Dostal or Vejmelka, or maybe they go with Dan Vladar. Who knows?
Who's gonna do it in net for Germany? Because I don't see it. I get they have Draisaitl and Stützle and Peterka and Reichel and guys like that, but the Czechs have somebody like Pasternak. And I mean, if anything, the Czechs are going to, if they could have one of those teams that ends up having a Jágr and Lundqvist like 2005, 2006 Rangers performance, where the 98 Czechs had Jágr and Hasek lead them to the gold, and that could be it. Pasternak could be that guy. I don't know. I don't see the Swiss as a problem. I really don't. Maybe they get a couple of wins, but I don't know if that team is any better than Germany.
Yeah, I know. I have trouble imagining the Swiss getting
Kira Schmidt and Reto Berra are your goalies.
Yeah. So that's a tough one. Filk, we always talk about this, and matter of fact, I am wearing the Team USA jersey from 1980. But also, let's not forget that was coached by Herb Brooks. Herb Brooks, the famous story about him being cut before the Squaw Valley Olympics in 1960, that team goes on and wins the gold. And his father looking at him and says, well, I guess they made the right decision. Did the USA make the right decisions to win gold right now?
Too early to tell, but I don't like their decisions. I'll tell you that. I think Vincent Trocheck and JT Miller being on the team is not exactly great. Again, we talk about Jason Robertson, Cole Caulfield not being on the team. I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't have a good feeling. And again, like I said, if it turns out that if they have a disappointing performance, Bill Guerin's going to have a lot of questions to answer. So I lean towards no, but again, it's too early to tell.
I think everybody in that staff has a lot of questions that they have to answer because, as Christie's asking why did the Olympic roster seem like they had more country depth in 2010, for example? Yeah, well, I mean, all because look, talent goes in cycles, and look at Team USA in 2006. They were aging out of their great players, and most of their next wave was too young. So that's one thing that happens. In this particular case, I still don't understand Bill Guerin's thinking. I could usually at least nod and respect somebody when their decision is got some logic to it. Yeah, I don't see how it has any logic in this. You're leaving home your best goal, your best scorer, and Jason Robertson and Cole Caulfield. And some people want to cite their size, yet you bring Jack Hughes and his body made of glass. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, Hughes is a speedster and he's a top end talent, but just last year in the Four Nations, I didn't think he looked good at all. A player that just I don't know if he's really made for these types of things, and I don't know if he's made for playoff hockey and everything like that, because it's just one of those players where the flash and dash is there in the regular season, but the minute that the games get tougher and more tightly checked, just someone like Artemi Panarin ends up just disappearing because his body can't take that. He tends to try to avoid and shy away from the hits. Like if you talked about Charlie McAvoy before and how he got under Connor McDavid's skin. It wasn't that he got under his skin. He scared the living daylights out of him after he blew him up. He blew him up on that one hit. And for the rest of that game, McDavid didn't go anywhere near the net. And that's what happens with a guy like Hughes. So yeah, I do agree with what you're saying there.
Yeah. And by the way, everybody, make sure you're leaving a like right there. Because we only have 2 of them so far, but let's keep on going. Because the last one is, will Canada repeat as gold? They won in 2002, 2010, 2014. The only 2 times in best on best NHL players they did not win Was the first one 98 in Nagano, where the Czechs won, and we'll be talking about that game more in a moment, or when they lost in 2006, because we'll be talking about that upset more in a moment. Filk, are they going to repeat? Even though this is it'll give away our gold medal pick, but
they have a great of a chance to, as anyone, to win this tournament. But I do see some holes in this roster. Their forward group is still awesome despite the loss of Braden Point, but I don't like their defense group. I don't. And I know Travis Sanheim played better than expected at the Four Nations, but when I look at their defense, it doesn't stick out. Like nothing really stands out to me about this group. You brought in Drew Doughty, who is clearly, it looks like he's slowing down a bit. He's playing a lot of minutes, but there is no offense on his end. He has 14 points. Thomas Harley is not having the season he had last year. Cale Makar is Cale Makar. Josh Morrissey is still a top, 10 defenseman in the world right now, maybe. Colton Parayko, again, I don't understand that other than the size. I don't. Shea Theodore, you like the skating, you like the offense a bit. And Devon Taves is not having a great year. He's missed some time, but he is not having the year that he's had in years past. So, to me, is one, is Doughty healthy? Two, is Taves healthy on that back end? And what are you getting in that? Their goaltenders are underwhelming. Like Jordan Binnington, yes, we know that he can raise his game when things get, when the stakes get a little higher. But Darcy Kemper and Logan Thompson, Kemper's won a Stanley Cup, but he was not good in that run in 2022 for Colorado. I mean, it was the team in front of him that really brought him there. So, again, I just think when I look at your defense, which I think is maybe the third best unit in the tournament, and then the goaltending, which I think might even be fourth. I don't know. That forward group is going to have to possess the puck a lot. So, but yeah, I do think Tom Wilson can be a wild card here. Like, is he going to go take a dumb penalty and get himself suspended, or is he going to be able to toe that line? Because if he gets suspended, that's a big problem. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. They're not going to repeat, but wouldn't shock me if they did.
It wouldn't shock me if they did because their forwards are that outstanding. But you're right. Their defense, we were talking about this before we started. You could put their defense maybe as low as you could make an argument to try to get them to fourth. I don't think you can. I think you could realistically say they got the third best defense around. Their goaltending has a lot to be desired. You're talking about, Can Jordan Binnington have that chip on his shoulder and repeat that magic? I don't know if he can. And then if that's so, Logan Thompson, while he's been good and he's the no-brainer, I'm going through my head, Phil. I don't think he's won a playoffs. Oh, he's won one playoff series in his career. That's it. So really, that's him. And Darcy Kemper, as far as he goes, I mean, he was a Vezina finalist last year. I always speak highly of Darcy Kemper. I think he's a good goalie, but you're kind of right about that. Even the one time he had playoff success for real, I mean, granted, in the bubble, he was able to help. I'm trying to remember the team that Phoenix or Arizona knocked out that year, but he was one of the reasons why he was able to get them to get to the first round exit against Colorado. Christy's saying right here, the more I think about it, the more Schaefer should have been on this team. Yeah. I
actually agree. I would have put him on there over Theodore. I probably would have put him on there over. I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, how do you do that? But Drew Doughty. Drew Doughty's getting old. He's still a very good skater, but like he plays a lot of minutes
Yep.
in LA,
LA.
and he just hasn't really he hasn't really looked the same this year. Like last year, after the Four Nations and everything like that, and the Four Nations, Doughty looked really good. Like he started playing better. Maybe that could be the boost for him, but Parayko, like again, another guy. I get you need some sort of physical element on your back line, but Parayko's not the best skater. He's not a guy that you rely on to move the puck well. And I mean, really, you're bringing him on just to kill penalties at that point? I don't understand that one.
And Filk, I guess one guy that's sort of rooting for Canada to not get gold a little bit. I'm saying this tongue in cheek, guys. It's Connor Bedard, because he's probably sitting there going, I could have made a difference on this team. But I also think this is also where you talk about it, Filk. This is where star power sometimes. You get guys that are stars on their teams. Can they be role players? And I don't think you're going to have a problem with Bo Horvat or Brendan Hagel or even Sam Reinhart taking less of a role. I mean, Sam Reinhart just won 2 Stanley Cups, is coming off of 3 straight finals. He's a Selke caliber player, and he's on the 4th line. But you know what? No complaints. You look at the way Mac Celebrity is playing, got to play him up there. You don't put Tom Wilson on this team to put him on the 4th line. So that's another one. I like the way the Canada's got it. I think they're going to have to outscore their problems, though. And that's a problem. Binnington better find that magic again and find it now, Filk. All right. Guys, that we're going to flash more of these in a moment. Let's get back to Team USA and their practice lines. But let's take this banner down and let's do some Big Apple hockey pick'ems for the Olympics.
I've got a gut feeling.
You want me to do 2 things? Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Now shoot!
All right. So, guys, here's a Big Apple hockey pick'ems where we're going to give 2 choices and we're going to have to make a selection. So let's start with this one. Better individual performance in the of these 2 choices. 2006, Nicholas Lidstrom at the Olympics, or 2010, Pavel Dimitra?
This is close for me.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to have to go with Lidstrom. And the reason I say that is because Sweden won. And Lidstrom was one of the most dominant players in the tournament defensively. And I think he had like 6 points in 8 games or something like that. I know Dimitra led the entire tournament in scoring in 2010. And the Slovaks almost medaled. They got to the bronze medal game and they lost in the bronze medal game. But I'm going to have to go Lidstrom because he really kind of showed how dominant he was, and he had a great NHL season that year as well, winning another Norris Trophy. Lidstrom was unbelievable at that time. You could say he was probably one of the top 3 players in the world at the time, and just in the NHL. So, I'll go Lidstrom there.
You know what? I got to go the opposite direction. I'm going to say Dimitra. And you talk about there was a lot of solid players that were on those teams. Like, I'm trying to look up their roster right now. I'm just going off the top of my head. Marian Hossa, Marian Gaborik, Zdeno Chara. But you talk about the goaltending that they had was usually they went Peter Budaj back then. I know Yaroslav Halak was very young, so I don't think he was starting back then. Imagine if you had Yaroslav Halak, say 2014 level Yaroslav Halak. That team medals then. And Dimitra really put the team, to quote that old John Madden's line, he put the team on his back, though.
Yeah, no, Halak did start. He actually, Yeah, he had a .911 save percentage, went 3-3, and had a 2.41 goals against. So he had himself a hell of a tournament.
Yeah, because he was still like establishing himself in the NHL back then. I
Yeah,
think
and then he went on to
season,
upset the Penguins in the playoffs that year.
yeah. So I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Pavel Demitra because man, if they medaled, we'd really be talking about that performance for all time. We'd be talking about him with the Ryan Miller performance. That's how good he was. Bigger upset, Belarus over Sweden in 2002 or 2006 Switzerland over Canada.
I'm going to go Belarus over Sweden. Belarus, they were still a couple of years away from getting the Kotsitsyn brothers. Andre got drafted in 2003 in the first round by Montreal. Sergei got drafted in 2007, I believe it was, by Montreal. But they were a few years away from really starting to get up and over the hill. To get to that like level of close to the other powerhouses. That goal basically ruined Tommy Salo's career. He was never the same after that.
Yeah.
And then that 2006 Canadian team, you could say that was a transitional team. Mario Lemieux, people thought Mario Lemieux was going to play in the Olympics because he was playing in the NHL at the time. Then he retired 26 games into the season.
Yeah, I think in December.
Yeah, it was something like that he retired. Then they had a lot of younger guys, like they had guys like Rick Nash that were really kind of trying to establish themselves as big time superstars. Shane Doan was one of their better forwards at that time. They were lacking some guys so that Canada team was like we talked about before. How about like Slovakia was in transition? Then 2006 also the U.S. was in transition, so both of those teams were out of it. But yes, I'm going to go Belarus over Sweden. That completely shocked the hockey world.
And let's not forget, I'm trying to remember which was the goalie that was in there for Switzerland, but there are two goalies in that tournament were David Abisher, who already was an established NHL goaltender,
and a good over Patrick Waugh.
And then you also had Martin Gerber.
Yeah,
I think it was Gerber's the one that was in net when he knocked him out. And Gerber's always been like he was always that guy that was knocking at the door. He never could take that step to really be a number one. Especially after he left Anaheim. But so you look at those two guys. Belarus had one NHLer. That was Ruslan Saleh.
And it wasn't even him that scored the goal.
No, it wasn't. I always thought it was.
I always thought it was too. It was Kopat that scored the goal for them.
Right. And it's a Mandela effect. You just thought he was the one that did it. But man, I remember watching that live as at bartending at Ruby Tuesdays in Hicksville and just seeing that and going, oh my goodness, I can't believe that one went in. And that did ruin Tommy Salo. Tommy Salo got ruined to the point of Mark Wohlers ruined, or Scott Norwood ruined.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's
and
bad, those dude. Guys, they still had another year that they had left of their careers, and then suddenly after that, they got the yips. They couldn't do anything. Or I guess you could use Mitch Williams as an example too. But there are guys that just had those moments, and it's done. It's over. Unfortunately for Tommy Salo, that was the clock striking 12 for him. Bigger standout moment from the Olympics: 98 Pavel Bore's 5-goal game versus Finland, or Dominic Hasek's shootout win versus Canada.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say Hasek. And I get it because he got the checks past them and he was the best player in the world at the time. But I just think that Pavel Bure just doing what he did, and if you watch that game, you go back and you watch the game and watch the highlights, Bure scored a lot of those goals on his own almost.
Mm.
It was just him just absolutely slicing through the Finns and scoring just at will. Pavel Bure showed you that if he was healthy, he was the best goal scorer in the world. I got to go Hasek just because, but this is so close for me. And I know that a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, this shouldn't be close. No, Pavel Bure showed you exactly who he was when he had that. Because name me another performance like that from an individual player. Like, name me another performance like that. Has anybody scored even more than 4 goals in an Olympic game anytime recently?
Not that I can think of. No.
Maybe a hat trick. You're lucky if you get a hat trick in the Olympics. This guy scores 5. It does it practically by himself.
And it was also, let's not forget, it was the first year that the pros were able to be there. And Russia's problem that year was Mikhail Stalenkov was your best goaltender. Ugh. And they needed the goals.
Well,
they needed to make sure they scored as much as they could. Although that being said, I think they lost the gold medal 1-0 in that game. That again, I'm having trouble with that one, Phil. Is that Yuri Slager that scored that gold medal winner? Or was he the one that gave the 1-0 lead over Canada? Anyway, so you go to this one. So I'm still going to go Hasek. That's my answer. It's Hasek because the Canadians threw everything they could at Hasek. They could not beat him. That the Czechs took the 1-0 lead, and then Canada was able to tie it. They really had to work to tie it in the closing minutes. And then you go to the shootout. Filk, you love this story as much as I do. Nobody scores that entire shootout except Robert Reichel.
Of all people.
Of all the people, he puts a lot of torque on that stick, which was a Hespler hockey stick. And who's the guy that owns Hespler hockey? Wayne Gretzky, the man who was not asked to be in the shootout, sitting on the opposite bench.
Like you're the greatest player of all time, and Mark Crawford doesn't even shoot him. And the guy that scores the goal to knock Canada out is using a stick that his company produced for him.
I mean, it doesn't.
Shock full of irony.
More than that. It's
ironic by Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, and let's make sure she's not okay. There we go. Although the Alexa Plus, by the way, has been a little bit creepy. I just got to say that because it just will start answering us out of nowhere. But yeah, this was Dominik Hasek, and it was truly stamping the Czechs as the team to be reckoned with, as a world power. And then sure enough, a lot of those guys from that team, nobody heard of Yuri Dopita outside of they're NHL scouts. They tried to get him over, but I mean the casual fans got to start hearing about him. Yeah. Phil, when you think about gold medal moments and gold medal goals, which is the more iconic goal? Peter Forsberg in this one, I believe, was Albertsville. Nope, sorry. This was Lillehammer. Yeah. So Peter Forsberg in 1994 in Lillehammer, the shootout winner, or Sidney Crosby in Vancouver in 2010.
Anyone from Canada is going to say Crosby, but anyone from outside of Canada is going to say Peter Forsberg. And it's Forsberg. Not only that, but you know that goal is a stamp in Sweden, right?
Yep.
It's a stamp. It's on a stamp. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Peter Forsberg, and not only that, but it's Kent Nilsson's move originally, but everybody knows it as the Forsberg.
Yeah. Have
And
you
then
ever
a lot
done
of people, the younger generation today will call it the Jokinen because they saw Jussi Jokinen doing the shootouts, but Jussi Jokinen referred to it as the Forsberg.
Mhm.
Alexei Zhamnov was another one he used that in the NHL a bit. So, but yeah, thank you, Kent Nilsson. But Peter Forsberg is on a stamp doing it to Corey Hirsch. And if you ever watch the interview with Corey Hirsch on that, he actually is kind of thankful that he was involved in that. Even though he's not happy that he lost and it took him a while to get over it, he's thankful to be a part of a moment and be ingrained in history because, I mean, he even said himself his career wasn't like a great career. He was happy to be an NHLer. But yeah, it's something special, you know. Oh, Matt's a young one. Matt's 21, and he says everyone his age calls it the Forsberg. Well, that's good. That's because your generation, there's hope for your generation because they know hockey.
Yeah, for starters, I did the Forsberg one time, and I did it in a midnight game. It's harder for me to do it because I'm a righty shot, so it works better if you're a lefty and you're taking out a goalie on his glove side. I mean, I had to do it on the stick side. I was lucky that it went in. I did the Kucherov one time, but that's also because I missed. That was the reason why I was going to try to pick a corner, and then I just missed, and it went right through the goalie's legs. So
We're going to call that the Markarov.
The Markarov, the Williamski. I got to go Sidney Crosby. It's overtime. You're at your home country. Everything, the entire sport is focused on you. And Sidney Crosby rose to the moment, and he took the feed. It was Jerome McGinley, I believe, that gave it to him, right?
Yes, it was McGinley.
Okay. And we asked Ryan Miller about that when he was on, if it surprised him, and it did. Because who'd have thought he was going to just shoot the puck on the fly right there? No questions asked. I mean, that's because you hit the net. It's, if the goalie is ready for it, that should be a save. But you know, he wasn't ready because.
But that's why Sidney Crosby is Sidney Crosby. The guy
exactly
here. He's one of the smartest players to ever play the game,
and it's one of the most iconic moments I think in the NHL over the last, in the Olympics. You could argue that's the most iconic moment. I'll say that right now.
No. We know what the most iconic moment is.
Oh, sorry. I'm talking about when the pros have been playing since '98.
All right.
Yeah. It's not this guy. This guy, is the most iconic moment.
I listen. When I see something that's a stamp in a country like that, like the way that Forsberg is, and not only that, but a move that ever since then, kids have been trying left and right all over the world. I mean, I pulled it in a game once, and I almost got my ass beat for doing it because everybody thought I was hot dogging. But yeah, I almost got my ass beat in a beer league roller hockey game for that. That was fun. So.
Oh, and oh my God. My wife just sent me one of the funniest memes because we're going out to dinner tonight for Valentine's Day because we've actually have said for years, like, it's funny because we had just to tell this story real quick. We had one of our first dates was on Valentine's Day and we went out to dinner. So, but then we also kind of looked at each other and went, we don't want to fight people to get a table or a position. So why don't we just go out a couple days early? That's just that. But now she just sent me one that says, if he takes you out on February 12th, you're his mistress. If he takes you out on February 13th, or Valentine's Day, you're his girlfriend. If he doesn't take you out at all, congratulations, you're his wife. Oh my God. Oh, that's great. Phil, I'm wearing right now the Lake Placid Team USA jersey. I'm going to keep referring back to it because I love this jersey. But which is a better Team USA jersey? Is it the 1980 Lake Placid jersey or is it the 1996 World Cup of Hockey jersey?
All right, so I'm gonna I'm gonna get that up for everybody, so just this way they know what they're
Phrasing.
looking at here. So we'll share the screen. View image. And yeah, let's get this up. So that's what we're looking at right there, everybody. That beauty. I'm going with this beauty right here. I know a lot of people are going to say 1980 just because the 1980 jersey means so much, but I am just going strictly on the artistry and the concept and the design. And it's this jersey. The USA jersey is a simple jersey. Very simple jersey, very effective, still a very nice jersey. Don't get me wrong. But how can you choose? This is one of the best jerseys ever made, if you ask me. It also holds significance to me because of the fact that in 1996, I was a 10 going on 11-year-old, big hockey fan, and getting to watch those games and watch Brian Leach and Tony Amonte, former Ranger Mike Modano, one of my favorite players, Pat LaFontaine, one of my favorite players, all on that team and upset the Canadians. That was big. So I'm going with this jersey.
Phil, if you're going to ask me the question, that's a tough one to do because I guess one thing I don't like about this jersey is the nameplate. I've never been that much of a fan of it. I'm inclined to say 96 out of the two of these. I did like the way USA was on. I like the way it's I don't want to use the term no frills, but it's not like some fancy design. However, 96, they got the star on the sleeve. That's where the numbers were, as you just showed. And it was a lot of good things about it. Let me throw this one out at you because my personal favorite is the 2002 Salt Lake jerseys.
Those are nice too.
I love the color scheme. I love everything about this. It's just a little bit different from the Team USA ones that you were just showing.
Nice.
The Nagano ones looked good, but they're almost a little bit too simple. These looked better.
Yeah,
and
I do agree there.
Yeah, so it's quite amazing on those. And by the way, so if you had to get one of them, let's go with this. 1980 USA Olympic jersey. What are you getting?
Who am I getting on the on the back of the Olympic the 1980 jersey?
Yeah,
it's easy to say Rizzo. Everybody gets Rizzo.
Who's on this one? Yes.
Well, yeah, everybody. Yeah, everybody loves those. Could go Mark Johnson. It's one of the
leading
best
scorer of that team. Yes.
I could also go with a Ranger and go with Mark Pavlich.
You could.
Or Dave Silk, just because they were Rangers,
You could also go with the guy that was the that was the hero, Jim Craig.
Craig was the hero.
You could go with Kenny Morrow for Islander fans. A gold medal and a Stanley Cup in the same season. But
I think Silk was 16 and 16's actually.
No, Silk was 8.
Yeah. What?
Silk was 8.
Silk was 8? Okay. Then Pavlich was 10, right? No, Pavlich was 16.
Pavlich was 16.
Pavlich was 16. That's right. My bad. And that would be that's my number. So I'd probably get Mark Pavlich then.
All right. I'll go Jack O'Callahan though for my Team USA one, even though
that's a good one.
Yeah. Let's keep going with just the next two real quick. 1996 World Cup of Hockey throwback. Who are you taking?
Brian Leach for sure.
Okay. I'm gonna omit Brian Leach, and I'll say that year I want to take Brett Hull. that deflection he had that I believe that tied the game off the lead shot was amazing.
He had himself a hell of a tournament, man.
Hell of a tournament. And again, in 2002, if he just got the puck up just a little bit
and
so,
beat Brodeur on that one-timer, then they would have.
On that one-timer. And I give Brodeur full credit of getting across, but he buries that 9 times out of 10. It's just a little bit too much, I think, on his front foot, so he couldn't get the shot up. 2002, who would your throwback be, Phil?
I'd have to go between one of two players. I don't want to do Leach again.
Yeah.
It's toss up between Tony Amonte and a guy that I was really big on at the time because he had a career year the year before, Scott Young.
Okay.
I always liked Scott Young for some reason. I don't know why, but I was always a Scott Young fan, whether he was in Colorado or St. Louis or Anaheim or Dallas. Like I liked Scott Young's game a lot. Speedster that had a great shot, come flying off the wing with a booming slap shot. Penalty killer, power play guy. He could just do. It was a Swiss Army knife, basically. So I always liked Scott Young.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised you didn't go with one of the other two Rangers that were on that team, where you had Mike Richter and Mike York that were on that team, as well as a former Ranger. I believe Matthew Schneider make the 2002 team.
Matthew Schneider did in fact make that team. Yes,
he did make that team. Okay, or even a former Ranger, Doug Waite. This time I get to go Mike Modano on that one. Mike Modano or Jeremy Roenick, one of those two.
Oh man, that number 9 on the back of that jersey. Woo.
Or Keith Tkachuk.
Yeah, so. I mean that's a good one too. I mean the 96, my 96 top 3 would have been Leach, LaFontaine, and then Modano. I would have wanted those 3. There you go.
You got to get the Slave in 74. As a matter of fact, I think we should get that. We should all get that.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, actually. I could pull up a picture of somebody I know who is a friend of the show who's hung out with us before. Give me 1 second.
All right. Before we move on we're going to make our gold medal predictions right now. So everybody start making your medal predictions. We got ours locked in. Unfortunately, we don't have Anthony's or Jim's. So,
all right. So this is the JT Miller jersey that a friend of mine got from the brand new one. Looks pretty good there. Let me go find the front view of it too. And that's the front view of it.
Marie asked me this, like, who would I want for either a t-shirt or a jersey right now? That's a tough question on that one, Phil. Who would you say on this team you could get their jersey right now? We're hijacking this a little bit for a jersey conversation, guys. So just shortly. By the way, stay tuned. We have a lot more.
That's a good question. I mean, I look at this lineup and I would say maybe like McAvoy or Werenski. I'm always going to be a Charlie McAvoy fan. Like his father and my uncle grew up playing hockey together. His father was at my uncle's wake 3 years ago. He's been a friend of the family for a long time. So I'm always gonna probably have a soft spot for Charlie. I hope one day Charlie becomes a Ranger because I know that's his favorite team. We've all seen the tweet from 2013 when the Bruins knocked out the Rangers. But Charlie coming to the Rangers would be a homecoming type thing. So yeah, I would go probably Charlie McAvoy would probably be my number one, and right behind him Werenski, because Zach Werenski is such a beast. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe that he didn't win the Norris last year. If Columbus makes the playoffs and he doesn't win the Norris, I'm done with the voting. I'm done with it.
Yeah. Because, by the way, Cale Makar has kind of not been
he
lighting the world on fire recently. Out of this team, I'm going to go off and say, you know what? That's the opportunity for me to snag a Tage Thompson jersey or Austin Matthews jersey. I have to go Jacob Slavin because he was on our show, but that's the obvious one. So I'll have to say Tage Thompson. So that's where the actual answer is. Still would love to go Slavin because, after all, he came on Big Apple Hockey even at its infancy when Big Apple Hockey was just starting on out. But that was it on that one. Let's do our medal picks. Filk, go ahead. Who is taking home the bronze and the rest of it?
All right, so bronze, I'm going to say Sweden. I just think their forward group falls a little short. I love their defense. Their goaltending is great too. I mean, they've got the Minnesota tandem and Markstrom. I do think that Wallstedt could end up actually becoming the starter. And I know Gustafsson has a playoff experience in the NHL, but I don't know how you go against the wall of St. Paul at this point, because he's been really, really good for them. But I do like their defense. I think their defense group might be the best in the tournament. But I'm still, again, their forwards, to me, they leaves a little bit to be desired. If they could play up to the sum of their parts, maybe they could find themselves in the gold medal game. I'm going to say Canada takes silver. I think their defense is an Achilles heel. I think their goaltending is meh. The biggest wild card in their team is going to be Jordan Binnington. If Jordan Binnington can give you, if he can give you that big game Binnington performance, then they can win it. They could absolutely win it. But if he's shaky, then I don't know if they have the goaltending to do it, because I like Logan Thompson, but I just don't see him as like that real world beater to be able to make up for a lot of the defensive mistakes that group might make in front of him. I'm going to go with U.S. I know it's a homer pick, but I think they're the most balanced team. I still think their roster made some questionable decisions. Even with that, I still think they're the most balanced team up and down. I think their goaltending group is the greatest out of the tournament. The Russians would have the best goaltending group if they were in it, but here we are. Yeah. And I think that their defense is probably right next to Sweden's as the best group in the tournament. I think part of what the U.S. was doing was preparing to play on a smaller ice surface and play a more rough and tough game. I just hope that doesn't come at the cost of skill and speed, because you still need that to win. But they're preparing for guys like Tom Wilson to be in that lineup, and that's why you have your JT Millers and your Vincent Trocheks. Not that I necessarily agree with either of those guys being on the roster, because I don't think they were good enough this year. But I didn't think Trocheck was good enough last year to be on the roster. Brock Nelson's another one, having a decent season, but there are other guys that I would have put on that roster over him too. So I still think they're the most balanced team up and down. So we'll see what happens. Games are not played on paper, but I look at this U.S. roster and I say, where are the holes maybe outside of their bottom line? And if their bottom line, like their fourth line, is really like the big problem for them, then I mean they have kind of the right of way. But again, wild card, Connor Hellebuck. What are you getting from Connor Hellebuck on a neutral site? We know in the playoffs at home he was great. On the road he was awful. So he's neither in this case, because he's in international territory. So what are you getting from Hellebuck in the big game? So that's going to be their wild card, just like Binnington is Canada's wild card.
Two things. One, I want to welcome our the third member of our Triforce, Mr. Anthony LaRocco, on. But Anthony, I have
Four horsemen.
Yes, the third of our four horsemen. Well, when it's us three, it's a Triforce. When it's a four horsemen, it's when we got Jim.
Yeah.
However, I do have to say this, Anthony. David Wood is channeling his inner Anthony LaRocco right here as he's saying bronze is going to be Estonia, silver Japan, and gold for the French. So, Mr. LaRocco, are you going to stick with your Italy's going to win the gold prediction as you put in our group chat, or are you going to tell us
I was just
who's going to win bronze?
I was just messing around as usual. I think Canada is going to win the gold. I think Canada's going to win the gold. I think Sweden will take silver, and I think the U.S. will take bronze. Listen. I hope I'm wrong about the U.S., but I look at this team right now, and I don't see much confidence. And a couple different reasons for that. One, we can talk about the guys they left off, like Jason Robertson, highest scoring American, he's not there. Cole Caulfield, one of the highest scoring Americans, he's not there. And DeBrincat's not there. It's like 3 of the top 5 scoring U.S. players are off the roster. And then you have Austin Matthews, great player, but by his standards, he hasn't exactly been playing that well this year. Ditto for Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes, very talented, but he's been hurt. He hasn't played that well this year. So what else do you have then? You have Jack Eichel, very good player, yes. Tage Thompson, very good player. Kyle Connor, good player, but last year at the Four Nations, he was bad. And then you have guys like Trocheck, Miller, who shouldn't even be on the team. Brock Nelson's having a good year, but again, I don't know how much you could get out of him out of the Olympic this tournament. So I think when you encompass that as a whole, the roster for me isn't doing it. I don't have much confidence. I feel like if Austin Matthews was playing at the top of his game, if Jack Hughes was playing at the top of his game, and then you didn't mix in a Robertson there, combined with their good goaltending and stellar D, I'd feel a lot more confident. But right now, I just think going into this tournament, I don't think they're in the best stand they could possibly be. Hopefully, they prove me wrong. Canada, I just think they just got so much talent. McKinnon, McDavid, Crosby, Marner, McCarr. It's just you look at their roster and it's insane. It's crazy. Their bugaboo again, goaltending. With that said, though, Jordan Binnington in big games, he polar opposite of what he is every other time of the year, and he turns into like this excellent goaltender. He's good under crunch time. So if he could play that well again, combined with their talent, I think this tournament is theirs to win. But again, as Phil said, this is why they play the games. As we saw earlier, the Slovaks upset Finland. I don't think anyone saw that coming. I know Barkov's not there, but Finland still has the much better roster, and they got goalied. So that's just proof that anything can happen. So I'm excited that it's men's tournament is underway. I can't wait to watch the first game because I was out earlier at a hockey game, so I missed all of the game between the Slovaks and Finland. But I'm pumped that the best on best tournament's finally here.
Yeah, Anthony, I gotta agree with you on that. And matter of fact, I'm actually gonna see because I think any minute is supposed to start the
3.
It's the Sweden game today, right? It's
Sweden, Italy.
Sweden, Italy. Okay.
No, I think that's a little later, actually.
No, not Sweden, Italy. Yes, it's in Sweden, Italy.
3:10, isn't it?
No.
Yeah.
3 p.m.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm getting a different time on my schedule here.
Maybe because it's listing local time for them.
Yeah, it's 8. It's Italy 6 hours ahead.
So, I think I screwed up the schedule on the ticker then.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what? I think because it said it in military time, and I translated that to regular time, and then I thought it was like a 9 o'clock game tonight.
Yeah. Anthony, my thinking is kind of along the same line as yours. I just think Canada's going to get fewer obstacles, And I think that's the reason why they're going to get the gold. I think Sweden's going to get the home continent bump, if you want to call it like that, because the last time they were in Italy, they took it all. And they did it with United States being really down and Canada being a little bit reckless with their roster and getting upset by Switzerland.
Yeah.
But, man, I'm looking at this, Anthony. I'm just thinking to myself, this would be a good time for a team like that to step up. I just think Canada can outscore their problems. And it's so weird to say because you look at them and go, their back end, they're probably the third best defense, arguably the fourth, as I've said before. Then you have their goaltending. Who's their goalie? And can Binnington be big game Binnington again? Or is he going to falter and make him switch over to a different goalie? And then maybe the next goalie, whether it's Darcy Kemper or Logan Thompson, they end up faltering and Canada's out quicker than we expect. I do think, however, the United States does have those problems. I'm not as bullish on Connor Hellebuck as I was last year right now, just because his team hasn't been that great. I would not be surprised if it ends up being Jake Ottinger by the end of this playoffs or Jeremy Swayman, because let's not count out Jeremy Swayman either. That's just ridiculous to do. It's just but I look at the United States defense. The United States defense is great. You know what would have been nice is bringing a 220 goal forwards you left at home and a 50-something point scorer.
Exactly.
And again, I can't help but just think about Will Ferrell going, what an idiot. So it's just, that's the reason why I think part of me, I'm not going to lie, part of me wants these decisions to blow up in Bill Guerin's face because stop overthinking it. Because we're going to get to another decision in Bar Talk in a minute where he might be overthinking it if the rumors are correct. But this is something that they should leave. They should have just been smart enough, take the best players, and not overthink this completely. Mike Sullivan must be in heaven right now because he's as far away from the New York Rangers as possible. But then again, JT Miller must be happy because nobody's sticking a microphone in his face to answer questions first. So, all right. I do think United States is going to make mistakes. You look at them in Sochi. I thought they were an easy medal. They didn't even medal at all. So, and it's probably from too much meddling. So, anyway, let's put all this aside and go for some NHL Bar Talk.
Let's kick it into high pace. Grab your mates, it's time to unlock NHL Bar Talk.
Layup, get the damn hoop.
We go shot here.
The easiest I've ever had to answer.
I'm actually going to go crazy. I'm going to buy everybody around.
We're all in this game, let the good times shake.
And welcome back, everybody, to Big Apple Hockey's Bar Talk, where we gauge our confidence on these NHL topics based on our choice of drink. You're so confident you're buying around? So I'll have a beer. I need a shot. Play along down in the comments below. And by the way, we probably all felt like that on Sunday, watching one of the most boring Super Bowls in the history of the game. Like, seriously, that was just mediocre. And also a quick little plug. If it's Wednesday night, don't forget to go to Boss Croakers in Walter for 40-cent wings, $2 tacos, $4 Miller Lights, or Yinglings. And occasionally, you might run into this guy who's behind the bar. So, guys, let's go with this soundbite real quick because I could not believe it when I heard it. But Jeff Marek talked about the worst trade in NHL history.
I think that we have now officially seen the worst trade in the history of the NHL, which means it completely sabotaged both teams. And the effects of it you're seeing this season. JT Miller to the New York Rangers. The Rangers are worse since getting him. The Vancouver Canucks are worse since letting him go.
You're muted.
Mark, you're muted.
You're muted, Mark.
You're muted.
Great. All right. Thanks, guys. Sorry. I know people are going to expect my answer in a moment, but Philk, I have to ask you. The JT Miller trade is the worst in NHL history.
Beer? I mean, I don't know how you could say that, like, with any. Whoa! Oh, hold on. Whoa! James Vanderbeek passed away.
Yeah, he was. I believe he was sick for a while. I think, if my memory serves me correct. But
Geez, that's awful. I mean,
yeah.
Wow, that's
Off the
terrible.
bus, I'll be back.
I mean, I heard about Brad Arnold from Three Doors Down, another one with cancer. I mean, rest in peace as well. Just awful. But I don't know how you could say this definitively. There's so many trades over the years. This is one of the worst in recent memory, just because of the fact that both teams. I mean, Marek kind of hit it on the head of the nail. This trade has absolutely just sunk both teams. Both teams are just so much worse off for it. I mean, Filipino looked like he had potential, but it's just every time he starts to play well, boom, concussion, and he's down for a while, and then it takes him a while to come back and get back to where he was playing, and then right when that happens, boom, again, he's down for the count. So it sucks because I like Filipino. I wish him the best, but this is just it. If I had to guess, I think he's probably, and this is just me speculating. I don't have any information on this whatsoever. I think Filipino is playing against doctor's orders. I think the doctors probably told him that he's not going to be able to play. Sure, you could view it this way, Dwayne. That's fine if you want to do that. But again, what did they get for him? They got a first round pick and they turned it to Marcus Pettersson. Like you gave up a first round pick for Marcus friggin' Pettersson. Yikes. This is definitely for sure. I just don't know if I can definitively say it's the worst trade in NHL history. That seems like a bit of what's the word I'm looking for? Hyperbole.
Yeah, hyperbole. Yeah.
I think that's a bit of hyperbole, but it is one of the worst in recent memory for both teams. It's probably the biggest lose-lose example that I can think of anytime recently. So at least Marek's onto something. I just think that's a little bit of a clickbait type, audio sample. So
I thought about this, Phil. I really did. I can think of win-win trades like Danny Heatley for Marcel Hossa. Both teams won out of that one. I can think about teams that sent somebody somewhere, like maybe the Joe Thornton trade really was not a good trade for the Boston Bruins, but at least they still got guys back. And Phil, I'm looking at this and I'm trying to analyze it all along the lines of his thinking. I can't think of a bigger lose-lose trade in NHL history right now. And first off, let me say this. Chris Drury should be fired. You identified this guy to be your captain, and he's made your team infinitely worse. You should be fired, and security should beat you up on the way out. So,
all right, let's not go there.
Holy crap. I mean, it's just, come on. Now, on the other hand, Elias Pettersson, like, the biggest problem in your locker room is gone, and yet you still haven't answered. This was supposed to be an addition by subtraction for Vancouver, plus the addition that's in there. Phil, the only way to look at this is the team that won the trade is the Pittsburgh Penguins, because they traded, as you said before, Marcus Pettersson, and I believe that's a pick that's Ben Kindle, correct?
Yeah. So Pittsburgh took Ben Kindle with the rain. So the Rangers pick went to Vancouver, and then it went back to Pittsburgh for Marcus Pettersson, and then Pittsburgh ended up taking Ben Kindle. So that worked out big time for Pittsburgh, man. Ben Kindle's been really good for them.
when the only team that had a positive impact in this trade wasn't involved in this trade, that tells you exactly what this trade is. This trade, I'm going to buy around. I'm trying not to do this because I don't want to sound like I'm hating on JT Miller. I know there's fans out there that are going, Mark, you're always so mean on JT Miller, blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? Because I first guessed it. I didn't think the Rangers should put him in the locker room. By the way, since you hate me, might as well like this video. But it's just one of those things of I didn't think it was a good reacquisition. It was not a good idea. It would have been a smarter idea to make Mika Zibanejad your starting goaltender. Like that would have been a smarter idea. Oh, but he's injured. This is also the guy that has the no BS shirts. He's injured, but he's on Team USA. Oh, but he's got 100 points, but he's on pace for 50 this year. Like, get the hell. There is no good example where JT Miller is going to lead your team. That's the reason why they got rid of him in the first place. That's the reason why he had problems in the first place in New York. I mean, I've heard some stories about antics off the ice, but that's just stuff that I could say with that. I'm not going to get into any details. Nothing that bad. I'm just saying antics. But this is among one of the worst trades in NHL history, and I can't think of another lose-lose trade like this. I mean, even I'm trying to filter out some, Filk. Luke Robitaille for Kevin Stevens for the New York Rangers. Kevin Stevens, not the shade of what he used to be. Luke Robitaille goes back to LA, remembers he's Luke Robitaille, and has a successful career. I mean, I'm trying to rattle off any of them in my head, but there's always a winner. Trade. This is the one where there's just what?
Was that a? Oh yeah, it was. It was August 28th, 97. Yeah, you're right. Oof. Yeah, that was a friggin' terrible trade. I mean, Stevens already had been on the decline at that point. Like he wasn't the same guy after the Pilon hit. His 94 season was nice, but the years afterwards were terrible for him.
Right, and you traded Robitaille for him, who, look, for all of his struggles in New York, he was still a 20-goal scorer. Stevens came to New York, and
he had 60-point seasons in New York.
Yeah, I mean, you would have kept him with Wayne Gretzky. That's would have been the smart move. And I do remember this, just to say this as an entertaining story about Kevin Stevens as a New York Ranger. The second game of his career, the second game of Mark Savard's career, I was at that game at the Garden with my family, brothers, and my sister-in-laws. We all had tickets. And Mark Savard scored to tie the game, but it was ruled that there was somebody in the crease. I think it might have been Adam Graves, had a foot in the crease. And then Stevens would score to tie the game right after that. But the Rangers wouldn't get the win anyway. I can't remember if they tied or if they lost, but that's a different story. Let's move on because we could talk about bad trades for a while. But again, it's so hard to say that because you make a bad decision, Phil, it'll haunt your franchise for a long time. Sort of like there's rumors swirling around that the Minnesota Wild are shopping Jesper Wallstedt. It would be a colossal mistake for the Minnesota Wild to trade Jesper Wallstedt.
I'm gonna go beer. The reason why I say beer and not round is because you have Philip Gustafson already there, and they just signed him to a big extension, and it's a good extension too. It's not even like a terrible one. He's 27 years old, and he's making only $6.8 million for the next 5 seasons after this, and that's a real good cap hit for a very good upper tier starting goaltender. Like, is he elite? Like, is he like one of the top 5 in the league? No. But you could argue that he's probably a top 10. Like, when he's on his game, he's definitely somewhere in that top 10. But, and he's young enough. He's young enough to be there. And not only that, but you got Quinn Hughes that you just got. You've got a window of this year and the next 2 years afterwards to win with him if you cannot get that contract extension in for him. So you've got to think about winning right now. And if Wallstedt is probably one of the best assets that they have to move after they moved Zeke Boyum. So that's the thing. They got to think about it. And I understand what Michael Russo, which is where this rumor is coming from, for the Robert Thomas thing, because Robert Thomas, I do agree. I think St. Louis may need to start like retooling and actually not even retooling, rebuilding completely. And by the time I think they're competitive, Robert Thomas is probably going to be on the other side of 30. And he's a very good player that can help Minnesota, who desperately needs center help. Vincent Trocheck is going to come at a high price. And I think they do want Vincent Trocheck. But if they want to build down the middle, you go get Robert Thomas and Vincent Trocheck, and then you move Joel Eriksson Ek down to third line center where he really should be. Your center depth is pretty good then if you got those two centers in front of them. So, and you got three guys that all played decent two-way hockey. I know people are going to look at Trocheck and be like, how can you say that after the year that he's having? Have you seen this Ranger team and the way they play defense? I just, you know what, for all the crap that Trocheck gets, I don't think it's all on him, especially when his winger likes to fly the zone. Actually, his wingers, plural, like to fly the zone and don't really play much defense. So, yeah, I do think it would be a mistake. Colossal is that's where I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to change it to shot because the word colossal, I do think it's going to be a mistake to deal him. But if you can move Gustafsson in some sort of way and keep Wallstedt, because that's really what you want to do, yeah, that'd be the better move. It's not going to happen with no movement clause for the next 2 seasons. But again, he doesn't have one this year, so you would have to trade him now before that kicks in.
Well, again, by the way, here's what I don't understand about the win now crowd. Who's a better goalie this season? Wallstedt or Gustafsson? Wallstedt. He's on an entry-level contract. I was shocked when they re-signed Gustafsson.
One more year after. Chris is right.
Right. But still, he's still on an entry-level deal. Like, you should have moved Gustafsson. This might be, if they decide to trade Wallstedt for whoever, this might be the worst decision since Will Smith passing on the Matrix for Wild Wild West. That's how bad this decision could be. And I can't help but still just sit there and go with the Apu sentence of what were you thinking? But this is just I don't even have the words for this, because Gustafsson, you look at his stats over his career, Phil Gustafsson, just in his years, we'll do just the Minnesota years, 931 save percentage in 39 games. That was the first time around. 210 goals against. Next year, 899, 306, 914, 256, 906, 264. This is the guy you got to trade an elite level goaltender for? I mean, and to give away, because you look at what Wallstedt's doing this year, and he's got a 913 and a 272, but he was looking like he was going to be the better goalie. And he's a cheaper option. That's the way you win when you're going to re-sign guys like Quinn Hughes to a 12-year, like an 8-year or 7-year, $12 million deal. You need guys that are going to be less expensive, and then you can like gradually get rid of some of the higher priced guys and start transitioning them to be the more expensive guys. I mean, that's the way you win. That's the way that makes sense. And Minnesota, once again, Bill Guerin is baffling me with this decision. I mean, eye test says Wallstat's better. I was so confident that the numbers are going to be better, and then I went, oops, they weren't. But it's a colossal mistake. And the other thing is Gustafsson is, let's see, we got Wallstat at, he's 23, and Gustafsson is 27. By the way, Gustafsson and I share a birthday. How about that? So Phil, no, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea whatsoever. All right, guys, we're doing a quick NHL Bar Talk today, and that is it on that. We're going to do 2 discussion topics because how about this? Phil, yesterday, USA defeats Canada in the women's hockey tournament, and it's the USA women that are looking like they're the most dominant team in the world right now. You got to love their rivalry with Canada. Originally, I was going to try to pose this as a question and say they're a top 10 rivalry in sports, but the U.S. women have had a bunch of first-time scorers and contributions up and down the lineup. Take it from there, Phil. What do you have to say about them?
Sorry, I was just looking at the chat here. Johnny Lazarus, friend of the show, is in the chat right now. Johnny, are you hearing something about this with Quinn Hughes? Johnny's saying they probably won't get him long term. Maybe like akin to like a Connor McDavid type situation, I would assume. But I don't know if you're hearing something or if this is just what you're thinking. We'd definitely like to talk about that. Want to get you on at some point, by the way, to talk about the Rangers too. Maybe even some Olympics if you're available at some point.
Yeah. One of the hardest working guys at podcasting, Johnny Lazarus, by the way.
Yeah, Johnny's all over the place. I mean, it's just knowing what I know, not reporting anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johnny, I'll DM you. We'll talk. We'll talk about that then. So going back to this, sorry guys. Love you too, Johnny. Appreciate you.
Well, also we got to highlight that one.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, there's the like button. All right.
Yeah, you know what? Layla Edwards, can we talk about that snipe?
Yeah.
She looks like she could shoot the puck with some of the men. That was a rip. Absolute piss rocket. But she becomes the first Black woman to score a goal in the Olympics. She's also leading the NCAA in scoring as we speak.
Well, for Team USA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She looks the part, man. She looks the part. And then Abby Murphy, who had that insane flip the puck back in the air, flip the puck over the defender's stick, and then the pass for the goal. She made an insane behind the back, no look pass from behind the net yesterday to Hannah Bilka, I think it was. I'm not sure if that was the 4th or the 5th goal. Unbelievable. Yeah, I definitely agree with this. Abby Murphy is going to be something else in the PWHL. She's going to be something else. They need more players like her who are highlight reels, who will get more eyes on the women's game. So that would be big for them. But yes, I definitely agree that that was a big win for them. You got to see how Canada responds further on in the tournament. You never sleep on Canada, especially the women there. But the U.S. women's roster has something to prove right about now. So be careful with them because they look like an absolute machine right now.
I did great moments in Team USA hockey. I might need to redo that video entirely and recut it for now the modern times. But that was one of the first videos I had ever did on this channel. And I had the women's team in Nagano as the 5th best moment in Team USA history. And a matter of fact, one of the guys that was a guest of the show, Ray Ferraro, his wife, Cami Granado, was the one that was the captain of that team.
I was going to say, I had well, Anthony and I know somebody that we used to play hockey with that had a huge crush on Cammy Granato when he was younger. So,
going on with this though, this is now one of the times where it seems like USA is just the more dominant team. And although, yeah, like you said before, don't sleep on the Canadian women because they're going to make fools of you real quick. This is something. Yesterday's game might have served them notice. There's a sharp drop off, even though the game itself is getting better. Let me be clear about one thing: women's hockey is not women's basketball. It is closer to the game the men play, and it is. D you saying it right there. It could be sandbagging, but this is a hell of a game. The way they play it, the best way to say it is, it's the closest thing to the men's game. For me personally, the best women's sport is tennis because the women's game is, I think, superior to the men. I think you need to have more talent to play the women's game, but that's because I think there's fewer aces, more volleys, stuff like that. Do they have a Stanley Cup? No, they don't. But that's how you build tradition. Can't say enough about them and the work they've done. But you know what? They broke through in Pyeongchang. I forgot if they won with in Beijing the last time. But still got work to do. And like Phil said, go bring home the gold because they've been dominant and they've been exceptional in everything that they've been doing. Yeah, Two Cats are saying it right here. Even the Japan women's team was fun to watch. And again, look, that's how sometimes the game grows. Just like, after all, look at U.S. soccer. Like the women's soccer team is amazing. If only we could get the men's team to be on that same worldly level, even though that's literally comparing apples and oranges for a minute. Phil, another thing that happened this week was the 50th anniversary of Daryl Sittler's 10-point game. So first, are there any games that you can ever think of where you look over and go, that's the greatest game I've ever seen a player play? And just in the NHL right now, because let me put this in perspective.
Are we? So we're going in the NHL, or are we going across all sports?
We'll do first the NHL, then we'll go across sports. But there hasn't been a 9-point game, and the most recent 8-point game was Sam Gagner.
Yeah, Sam Gagner versus the Chicago Blackhawks in the 2013 season, the lockout shortened season.
There's been
that was insane. I watched that and I just couldn't believe that he just kept going and going, and they were chanting, "We want 10, we want 10." And I'm like, is this really the guy that was drafted in 2007 in the top 6 was that he was taken, and then he just never became the player that we all thought, and then all of a sudden he has this one incredible night where you're like, wait, is this guy going to finally start to figure it out? And he did it against a team that ended up winning the Stanley Cup that year, and a team that was in the middle of a real great season too. They were really, really good in that 2013 season. So, I look at Sam Gagner, and maybe Sergei Fedorov's game against Washington, Mika Zibanejad's game against Washington. Marian Gabourik's 5-goal game against the Rangers. That was
I gotta throw Mika Zibanejad's 5-goal game against the Capitals on there.
I said that.
Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
I missed that one.
Yeah. I said that. Those are the games I could think of, and then in another sport, say the only other game I could think of where I was really wow, probably Kobe Bryant's 80-point game.
Yeah, in our lifetime, it's probably Kobe Bryant's 80-point game, an 81-point game. You also had Will Chamberlain's 100-point game. That
neither
we
of us were
didn't, we
alive.
weren't alive to see it, either one of us.
Yeah.
I could talk about Sean Green's game against the Brewers when he was at the
Where he hit
Dodgers.
4 home runs?
He had 4 home runs and I believe a double as well. He has the record for most total bases in a game, because everybody forgets about the double he hit at the very end.
Yeah.
But he was destroying the ball. Sean Green was one of my favorite athletes.
And then he became a Met, and he just wasn't as good with the Mets.
Yeah, well, he ended up just
Dodgers,
flaming out. And by the time he got to Arizona, and by the time he was with the Mets, not as good anymore. Even though with triple play baseball, he used to get him on the Mets as fast as possible. That was back in his Toronto days. But so you have that, but you also have, I'll give you another baseball example. Rick Wise, who threw a no-hitter in 1971, but he also had 2 home runs to beat the Cincinnati Reds. He went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a no-hitter. Okay. You could talk about Jose Theodore outscoring the Islanders. He's the only goalie to score a goal in a shutout. But that was when the Islanders were really at that low point. So and Theodore was at his high point. I believe that was the year he won the MVP. But I started trying to think of other ones. Like Dan Marino had a 521-yard passing game in a game that he lost to the Jets by 14. So
Peyton Manning had one a
521 yards. What?
Peyton Manning, one of the last years I played fantasy football, Peyton Manning had like a 6 touchdown game for like the Broncos or something. It was like almost 600 yards, I think he threw for.
Well, nobody has ever thrown for 600 yards, but I know. And most,
no,
and by the way,
almost.
here's the other,
like 550
yeah, I know.
Something.
But here's what I can tell you: most people that have thrown for that much in a game, like Matt Castle had a 500-yard passing game. But the thing is, his team was losing, so they had to throw the football. That's the problem with a lot of those. I mean, Marino was doing that with the Dolphins, but the thing is, they couldn't run the ball to save their lives. Jerry Rice had a game where he had 213 yards, I think 13 catches, and that's in the 80s, where that was unheard of. Obviously, Antonio Brown had that huge game with the Steelers a few years ago before he went crazy. But there's so many other great moments. I mean, obviously, we can talk about the Michael Jordan flu game, or the game where he had 63. Yeah, 63 against Boston, and I think that was his rookie season when he did that?
No, it was in 86.
Oh, okay. I do remember the highlight of him. I think he had his back to the net and he threw it and he ended up going in. Like there's a lot of those guys that they just did such amazing work. But Sittler scoring 10 in a game. I mean, Wayne Gretzky has had 2 8-point games. Mario Lemieux has had 3. Mario had the game where he scored in 5 different ways on the power play, shorthanded, even strength, penalty shot, and into an empty net. And you know what? And Sittler, 10 points. The only other guy I could think of one that I haven't mentioned, and I believe it's a Yankees record. I don't know if it's the Major League Baseball record. I have to check it. But yeah, the game where A-Rod had 10 RBIs in a game. So it's just, this is amazing when you compare it to sports, because it's probably equivalent to the Wilt Chamberlain 100 points. It happened once. I don't think it'll happen again. And again, long live Darryl Sittler, because God bless him. All right, guys, we did a quick bar talk today just to talk about this, and let's do a little puck doku, Filk. And
all right,
we may or may not do obscurities today because we might not have Anthony. All right. Our
I
Puck
have 6 ready. That's what I've been doing. I've been getting.
I do have 6 ready also for you.
Yeah.
So, I think mine are a little bit easier than yours though. So I have to double check those. All right, Filk, right here. We'll do share screen, do Puck Doku, and here we go. We have right here our x-axis is the Winnipeg Jets, the current version. The Minnesota Wild, 250 penalty
it's
minutes.
Winnipeg / Atlanta, so
yes.
And the Carolina
250 penalty minutes of their career. Edmonton Oilers, Carolina Hurricanes, 250 games played. Filk, where do you want to start, or do you want to start?
I'll start.
All
right. For Winnipeg / Atlanta, 250 games played. That's the bottom left. Give me Yaroslav Modry.
This one, okay.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
That's why I just. Okay.
No, that's why I said bottom left.
Yaroslav Modry.
Yes.
Point 2.
For Minnesota and 250. Go with former Ranger Steve McKenna.
Which one is this? 250? Steve McKenna?
Bottom middle.
Steve McKenna.
This one, I could think of a bunch of guys. I could go John Druce would fit this. I could go Cortina-Milan could fit this. Magnus Arvidsson, I think, could fit this. I'm gonna, I'll Kelly Buchberger, just because I was thinking him for Edmonton and the other one. 250 penalty minutes for Carolina / Hartford. Go former Ranger Stephen Rice.
Okay.
There's a couple of former Rangers that also would probably fit that. This one for Edmonton. Craig Simpson.
Okay. Still a point 1. 4 left.
Minnesota, the one right next to Craig Simpson. Give me Andy Sutton for Edmonton and Minnesota.
I think you just took the one I was going to take.
Yeah, that's former Islander.
Mm-hmm.
This one, give me Curtis Leschyshyn, Jake's father.
And a former Stanley Cup winner. 1%. You mean this Hope?
Carolina. For Carolina and Atlanta / Winnipeg, give me Nelson Emerson.
Okay. And Oilers and Jets.
This is going to be an odd one that should be less than 1 because I don't know anybody would remember this guy. Daniel Tarnquist. And Tarnquist is spelled with a TJARN. Yeah, that top one right there.
It's like they heard you all the years. Daniel Tarnquist, and it's a 1. I have to beat this. I am not going to. So let's get to this. We'll play again. And I'm just gonna give the side view on this. We'll get that because I could see mine a little bit better. All right.
Okay.
All right. Carolina and Carolina 250 minutes. I'm gonna go with Glenn Featherstone.
Wow, former Ranger and Bruin too.
Yep. Oh, that one's gonna hurt if I use George LaRocco. This one, I'm gonna get this one out of the way. Darren Langdon.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't think everybody's gonna get too high on him. He's a 0.2. Okay. So Minnesota.
Bunch of guys I could think of.
Yeah. 250 penalty minutes in their career, or sorry, 250 games played in their career.
Yeah, this is a very easy one. You could go with a bunch of different names here.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna try to do this. It's gonna bite me. Pascal Dupuis 0.7. I'm still at 0.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Okay.
I would have said Clayton Stoner there.
Yeah. 250 games played
Just remember,
in
you
their
use
career.
Atlanta players here too.
Yeah. I'm thinking Chris Tamer, but I don't know if that's the best idea.
Yeah, I think that would be a good one. I'm not going to say yes or no, but I think that would be a good one.
All right, here we go. Chris Tamer. All right, 0.3. We're still there. All right. I don't even know what the timer's saying right now because I haven't looked at it. But we're
20,
introducing the timer a little bit.
Yeah, the timer we whatever.
Yeah, we're experimenting with this, guys. It's going to be more helpful when we do the obscurities.
Yeah.
So Wild and I don't want to say I don't want to say Victor Rask.
Wild in Carolina.
Yeah, so I got to stay away from that for the minute. This is where I was thinking Kelly Buckberger. However, cross my fingers, he's at least a 2%er. Watch it. 3%er. I already lost. Okay. So Carolina and Winnipeg.
I'm not gonna lie to you because I thought about it too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a rough one. I gotta think of some right here. I haven't busted out, so giggity.
Yeah.
All right, I might as well throw him in there because you gotta.
I think
you gotta
that's
throw George LaRocco on there for the sake of doing it. Okay.
Yeah, I thought.
Dwayne Rolson.
What I would have done is I would have went someone like Mike Krushelinski.
Dwayne Rolson, there's a 13%er. That one's a rough one. Hell, you know what? Once I went over 3, there was no point. Carolina, Minnesota, with just for this is again the sake of getting this going. Victor Rask, there's a 5%er. Only 5%, really? Carolina, Winnipeg. There's a guy that's played Carolina, Winnipeg. Damn it.
I mean, if you want to just put a name in, I have a name that you could put right in there.
Yeah, let's just do that. What's the name you're thinking of?
Ray Ferraro.
Yeah, that's true too. Because after all, he did play for that one. All right. So Ray Ferraro was only a 6%er. And we're gonna go right to the pyramid. Still don't have Anthony right now, right?
No, we don't.
Okay. So Phil, this is what we got. We got born in Canada.
1990s player.
Played in the 90s, 50 plus wins goalie for his career. He's got a 970. He's got to play for the Leafs, have a 900 plus save percentage.
And it looks like it's pointing to Curtis Joseph.
They're basically pointing to Curtis Joseph. But first, give me a goalie born in Canada.
Corey Hirsch.
Oh, that might be too high. Right now, that might be too high.
How
about Eric Fischel?
Yeah, you could put Eric Fischel. You could put like Jason Mazzotti or something.
Oh, no, it was just one of those. Oh, I could have used this one right here. All right, actually, maybe Corey Hirsch.
Yeah.
Jason Mazzotti?
Yeah, use Mazzotti. Might as well.
Mazzotti? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, M-U-Z-Z, yeah.
All right, now we need one that's got 50 wins in his career.
Trevor Kidd played for Toronto, right?
I believe he did. Yes.
Yeah, he did at the end of his career. That might be a popular one to use for that Maple Leafs one. 50 wins. Did Vinny
Did Sebastian
Riendeau?
Caron get the 50 wins?
I think Caron did. I think he did. And Caron didn't
Nope.
get 50
26
for Toronto though. No, he didn't play for Toronto. Actually, sorry.
Yeah. But Caron only got the 26.
Vinny Riendeau, I think, played for Toronto. Did he? No, he didn't.
I mean, obviously, we could go with guys like
Vinny
Steve
Riendeau here.
Vinny Riendeau?
Go Vinny Riendeau here.
Is he going to be under Vincent?
Probably Vincent.
There he is. Vincent Riendeau. There we go. Now the Maple Leafs. So we're going with Trevor Kidd here.
Did Don Beaupre play for Toronto?
I don't believe he did. I think he played for Ottawa.
No, he did. He did his final 2 seasons. Try Don Beaupre, Mark.
We might need him for the Trevor Kidd one. Oh, I got to click.
This would be the Trevor Kidd one, right? What's the So hold on, because Beaupre's save percentage is definitely not above 900. I tell you that. Is that what Trevor Kidd's? Is that the save percent? Oh yeah, it's above a 900, right? That next slot.
Yep, Trevor Kidd just makes it 901.
Trevor Kidd would make it. Yeah, I go Kidd there.
Kidd right here, and then we just go Curtis Joseph up top.
Yeah, it's Curtis Joseph. It's got to be Curtis Joseph.
Nobody else could fit this, right?
This is as quick as we've ever done a pyramid in. Do Curtis Joseph. Just do it. I don't think there's anybody else.
All right, we got a unique to score 3. So let's see where we got that unique to score. Joseph is 100%. Kidd got the unique to score 3 because JS Aubin.
Oh, you John Sebastian Aubin?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
And we got a little bit hurt on this one for Beaupre because he was the 3rd best to go with. I thought Beaupre never played for the Maple Leafs. That's my mistake.
No, it was his last 2 years. I was about to say, I remember him being Potvein's backup in Toronto for a bit in the mid-90s.
All right. I guess, Phil, are you ready for obscurities?
Yeah, I don't know if we're getting Anthony back for this. I'm going to try to text Anthony, see if he's coming back.
Yeah, we'll take some questions too if you guys want.
You know what? I'll be right back, actually.
All right. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Because actually, I had to go back and do that again. That I just clicked on something else. Not the free dance. Where's the hockey? All right. So, there we go. Italy, Sweden, Group B. All right. Tony scored, huh? Right now, Italy is being outshot 20-3 in the first period. So one of those shots went in. How about that? It's almost like we're watching an Islander game. Who'd have thought though Slovakia would actually upset Finland as they did today? These Swedish jerseys, I'm not sure if I like them as much as I've liked some of their other jerseys. NHL All-Star game is tonight. That is cool. All right. Let's see if you guys got any questions or anything. Oh, Stephen Rice still lives in Raleigh. How about that? Well, yeah. I mean, what two cats are saying right here. My Pens friend always glazes the Penguins so hard. Can't blame him. Just losing my mind. Mario this and Mario that. Yeah, well, I would love it if the Rangers had that succession of Mario Lemieux to Sidney Crosby, even with Evgeny Malkin on there. Somebody said if you made a Mount Rushmore, you really think about it, the Penguins really could rival almost any franchise. I mean, I'd take Edmonton first because you got Messier, Gretzky, and McDavid. The thing about that is, who's the fourth best Oiler of all time? That's a tough.
The fourth best Oiler of all time behind McDavid, Gretzky, and Messier.
Yeah,
probably.
Do you go Curry? Can it be Draisaitl?
I think it's got to be Draisaitl now. Because Draisaitl, you got to remember, Draisaitl's won an MVP for them.
Yeah.
He's won an MVP and a scoring trophy. Jari Kurri had an amazing career in Edmonton where he scored 1,043 points in 754 games with 474 goals. He won a goal-scoring title, but he never won a Hart or an Art Ross, which he was never going to win with his line mate being as great as he was. Yeah. Nothing held against him there, but Draisaitl did it in a year where McDavid was down and he took over, and everybody, had to sit back and say, hey, you know what? This Draisaitl guy is really, really good. And Draisaitl,
that's where you officially knew Draisaitl was the superstar that he is right now, because everybody was just looking at him and going, oh, he's McDavid's running mate, the casual fan, but not so much. Now you know it's 1A, 1B. That's how good Draisaitl is.
Draisaitl is going to pass Jari Kurri in points as an Oiler this season. He's going to do it within the next week and change when he gets back from the Olympic break. No, not necessarily. But if we're talking about Draisaitl, he's a bit more of a 200-foot player than you would expect. Go take a look at the leaders and takeaways each year, and Draisaitl is up there every year.
Yeah. Draisaitl's no slouch in the defensive end, and neither is Jari Kurri, who arguably, as Wayne Gretzky has said, is the greatest defensive forward ever. So
I don't know about that. I think Wayne might be a little biased there. He did finish 4 years in a row. He finished top 5 in Selke voting, including 2 finalists finished in 83 and 84. Yeah. So yes, Wayne might have something to say about it, but I don't know how you could put him over Bergeron or Fedorov or
Bob Gainey
or Bob Gainey was a very great defensive forward, but he wasn't a great two-way forward. So,
all right, did we put Anthony back in? I thought he wasn't coming back for a while.
No, I'm
that
here.
answers that question. Anthony is back right now.
Kidding me?
For obscurities, you can't wait to see my my humiliation.
Yeah.
Ever since my run 2 weeks ago that me and Phil were in sudden death, I've been doing as well. So
fire up the
Oh, we already did it.
Oh, you did it?
Yeah.
Who won?
Philk again. Philk had under 3.
Oh,
I ended up.
Let me do mine.
Oh, actually, that's a good point.
All right.
Hold on a minute. Let me get it back.
I didn't get to do it today because I had my hockey game. So.
And
all right.
Anthony,
I'll tell you if either one of us have used those players. So.
Okay. And Anthony, we got this for obscurities and for some other times. I'm just putting this up for you.
I wanted to
let's address this.
Yeah, let's address this. this has the Rangers are probably the worst team with this. And they've been like this for a while. Like ask Statboy Steven about it. He would get interviews with prospects before they signed their deals with them being Rangers. Like he would get interviews with Offman and Edstrom and Rempe and all these other prospects. And then they sign their deal with the Rangers and they can't talk to him. You know, it's not just specific to Liam Greentree. It's the entire organization. And I mean, I'm not a fan of it, to tell you the truth. I don't like it. I think it's very restrictive. And for a sport that needs more personality and more players readily available to the public for interviews and to kind of, you know, get them out there with the people, it's counterproductive. So I'm not a fan of it at all. I really am not.
Yeah, I got to agree with you on that. And again, just again to state this for the record, just this is the New York Rangers. This is what they do. You got to be kidding me. Yeah. It's like you could take any non-issue, you can make it an issue just like that. The Rangers, if they had an official toilet paper, they would manage to fuck that up too. So why not? Anthony, let's go back to you. And let's do some puck doku. And there we go. Puck doku. Your top row is the Winnipeg Jets / the Atlanta Thrashers. Yeesh. The Minnesota Wild, 250 penalty minutes in a career. The Y-axis, Edmonton Oilers, Carolina Hurricanes, and 250 games played. Anthony, where do you want to start?
All right. I'm going to start with the 250 games played and the 250 penalty minutes career.
Okay.
Take a guess who I'm going to use.
Mick Vukota.
When do I ever use Mick Vukota, Mark?
You could. That would probably be a pretty low answer, too.
I thought you were going to get Gerald Diddick.
There's your Daily Diddick. I don't know if there was a Daily Diddick that was going to be in there more.
I mean, you might have been able to use him for another team too.
No, he never played for Minnesota or Atlanta / Winnipeg.
I think he played for Edmonton though.
No.
By
the way, Gustav Forsling made it 2-1 on the 22nd shot of the first period for Sweden.
Damien, you know the goalie for Italy, Damian Clara. He's the only player on the roster that is like NHL drafted. He's a Ducks prospect.
And you know what he's saying right now? Mamma mia.
You could have used Diddick. You could have used Diddick in the spot above it too.
Yeah, could have. No worries. That spot
I feel
above
a constant crossman coming on.
I'm gonna use Dennis Seidenberg.
All right, where's Dennis Seidenberg?
Yep.
Anthony, where's Dennis Seidenberg?
The two Carolina Hurricanes 250 plus penalty minutes.
All right, so Seidenberg, there he is. Former New York Islander.
Oilers 250. I'll do Jason Strudwick.
That's a good one. Always want to get Jason Strudwick on. Go ahead, Anthony.
All right, Wild 250 games played. Marek Zidlicki.
I sense a theme here.
There it is.
They're all Islanders.
Whenever I do puck doku,
Zidlicki never played for the Islanders.
Not only do I do what?
Zidlicki never played for the Islanders.
Yes,
right?
he did.
All right.
Yeah, he did.
I always challenge. I do all Islanders, and I try to do all Islander defensemen too to make it harder for me. Wilds and the Hurricanes, I'll do. Sean Hill.
1%.
Oh, we tied, Anthony.
At least you tied.
Yeah.
Oilers, Thrashers / Jets. I'll do Andy Sutton.
Okay.
I beat you then. I used Sutton in the spot right next to that, and it was
Okay. What, the Wild Oilers?
yeah, Wild Oilers.
Yeah.
Wild Oilers. I'll do probably gonna be another 1%er, but I'll do Marc-Andre Bergeron.
You okay with him not being a defenseman?
He is a defenseman.
Oh,
What's
I thought
wrong
he
with
was
you today?
And
no, I thought he was. I thought he was a forward for a minute.
No,
see, he was the small defenseman who couldn't play defense, but had like a 100-mile-an-hour
booming shot. Yeah. The Thrashers / Jets, 250 games played. I'll do Steve Stais.
Solid.
Staios.
Now,
Okay.
this one off the top of my head is the only one where I can't keep up my theme because I don't think any Islander, whatever. But Carolina, Winnipeg, Atlanta. Yuri Tulusti didn't play for Winnipeg, I don't think. I'll do Eric Belanger.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. Anthony, you got a unique to score at 3.
So that Sean Hill spot for you, I went Curtis Lashiz in there, and that got
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Did you guys do the pyramid too?
Yeah, we did.
Pyramid.
We did the pyramid in like record time too.
Really?
Yeah, we figured out it was Curtis Joseph pretty much easy right away.
Okay.
But we fucked up one spot. So
yeah.
We went and had what was it? We went Don Beaupre for Toronto, and then we went Trevor Kidd. If we would have went John Sebastian Aubin, we would have gotten a 0.
Yeah. John Sebastian Aubin.
All right. Anthony, you got your names for obscurities?
No, because I was that. You guys, I'll start with yours, and I'll catch up.
Okay. Do you want me to quiz you first, Anthony?
Quiz Mark first, so I can at least get 3 down for one of you, and then.
All right. So then I'll take care of the timer then. Or do you want to put the timer up on the screen?
You got that? I can put the timer on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Perfect. All right.
I'm so boned. I'm not even.
Why
in the
are
right
you saying
mind
that?
right now?
All right. Just tell me, where is the timer?
It's the top of media.
Oh, I
assets,
found it.
by
I found it. Okay. All right, Mark.
By the
This
way, welcome to
player-
Obscurities. Anybody that's joining us the first time, it's where we name obscure NHL players. You have to name how many teams they played on.
All right, Mark. This player has played for 6 teams over 1,071 games over 16 years. Mark, this is Doug Bodger.
Doug Bodger played for the Buffalo Sabres, the San Jose Sharks.
Yes.
The St. Louis Blues.
No.
Hartford Whalers.
No.
Boston Bruins.
No.
Okay, crap. Minnesota Wild.
No.
Okay, Detroit Red Wings.
No.
Yeah, I'm both. Vancouver Canucks.
Yes.
The LA Kings.
Yes.
Shoot. Edmonton Oilers.
No.
Okay. This has got to be the longest 30 seconds in the world.
The timer's up there.
Okay. LA Kings. Oh, the Arizona Coyotes.
No.
All right. I'm definitely over time, so I'm going to tap out.
No, now your time. No, but the timer was up there, Mark.
Really?
Yeah.
I burned through that. I burned through guys in 5 seconds. That much?
Yeah, dude.
By the way, Gustafsson lost his stick on the goal. He was going to go play the puck, and the Italian guy was able to beat him that way because he didn't have a stick.
All right.
All right, so how many did I get, Phil?
You got 4 out of the 6. You just missed Pittsburgh and New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey's the one I should have remembered.
Okay.
I said, I use that theory of you go around and you go with, like, once you get one guy, you got to go to the rival teams. I forgot completely when he played on the East Coast after Buffalo.
All right, Mark. Your second one has played 508 games over 9 years with 6 teams. Mark, this is Yves Racine.
Yves Racine. The Detroit Red Wings,
Correct.
The Tampa Bay Lightning.
Correct.
St. Louis Blues,
No.
Montreal Canadiens.
Yes.
Okay. Calgary Flames?
No. Oh, yes. Yes. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Vancouver Canucks.
No.
Winnipeg Jets.
No.
That's done. So that last team I couldn't remember.
No, you still have time, Mark.
According to this, I don't.
What?
The time went out up here.
In the top right corner.
Yeah, it went out. It went to 0.
Oh, it went to 0? What the?
Yeah.
Oh, then it must have looped around then. Okay.
Yeah, it loops around. So.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
It's gonna loop around. So thanks. I definitely benefited, but so I got 4 of them.
4 of them, yeah. You got 4
Who
of
did I
them.
miss on Yves Racine? Because I always remembered him from Detroit, and he was on him and Gerard go out with teammates on Tampa when they were together. Because I think those guys went for Dino Ciccarelli, if I had that correct.
No, so Yves Racine's last team was actually Tampa. Gallant was retired by then.
Okay.
He went from Detroit to Philadelphia to Montreal to San Jose to Calgary to Tampa.
Philadelphia and San Jose were the 2 I forgot. And San Jose is the one I really should have remembered, to be honest with you. So that's 8 total?
Yeah, 8 total. All right.
Okay.
And then, Mark, this last player has played 223 games over 8 years for 6 different teams. This is Bill Huard.
What's the name again?
All right, I'm going to start it over. It's Bill Huard, which is Huard.
Okay, he played for 8 teams?
6 teams.
6 teams. Okay, we're going to go with Ottawa Senators.
That's one of them.
Okay, Tampa Bay Lightning.
No.
Atlanta Thrashers.
No.
Anaheim Ducks.
No.
All right, Hartford Whalers.
No.
Toronto Maple Leafs.
No.
Detroit Red Wings.
No.
And I am done. All right.
Why does this clock is weird? We're not using this anymore.
Okay, because you have to look at it up top, because once it gets to 0, then you have to get it off.
No, it's not getting to 0. It's going back and it's starting over again before it hits 0.
All right. So I'll install it with the times up in there. So yeah. But this was our first time using this clock.
Mark, give Phil his 3, because I got 3, but now I need to go 3 more. So
absolutely. Can I ask the question? Who the hell was Bill Kuar?
Yeah, I would have been stumped on that one too. I'm not gonna lie.
So he played. So you got Ottawa, but you missed Dallas, Edmonton, Quebec, Boston, and LA.
Okay. I mean, I was still thinking in the Ontario area. At first I thought expansion, that I thought maybe he was on the expansion team but I mean, when did he play?
He played in the 90s. So he was from 92, 93 through 99, 2000.
Wow. Okay. Had a strong first three, but not the last three. All right, Filk, your three. Okay, I'll start with this one. Filk, this guy played 208 games in the NHL. I'm going to get to the timer. 208 games in the NHL. His name is Robert Petrovicki.
Carolina.
One.
Rangers.
No, actually, Carolina doesn't count.
Hartford.
That counts. One.
Rangers.
No.
St. Louis.
Two.
Calgary.
No.
Tampa Bay.
Three.
Anaheim.
No.
San Jose.
No.
Boston.
No.
Edmonton.
No.
And Anaheim.
No.
Detroit.
Nope.
Vancouver.
Nope.
Toronto.
No.
Florida.
Nope. And you're in time. All right. You got Hartford, you got Tampa Bay, and St. Louis. You missed Dallas and the New York Islanders. So it was only 11 games with the New York Islanders, which I was going to ask Anthony if he remembered him on there.
Who?
Robert Petrovicki.
Very vaguely.
Yeah. I could have sworn he played for Florida, to be honest with you, but
I kept getting him confused with Ronald.
Yes.
Who played for the Rangers, Edmonton, and a bunch of other teams.
All right. Well, in honor of the Olympics, I'm throwing this name out at you. Although I'm not sure if he was an Olympian, but that's a different story on that one. We have talked about him a lot in the last year, so you should be able to get a couple names on him. Filk, this guy played 556 games in the NHL. His name is Doug Wickenheiser.
Montreal.
One.
How many teams?
5.
LA.
No.
Calgary.
No.
Boston.
No.
Toronto.
No.
Chicago.
No.
Atlanta Flames.
No.
Rangers.
Correct. He played 1 game for the Rangers. 2.
Vancouver.
3.
Quebec.
No. And time. All right. He did play for the St. Louis Blues after Montreal.
I knew St. Louis.
He finished his career with the Washington Capitals.
So how many? Wait. So I got what?
You got 3 out of the 5.
3 out of the 5. Okay, I thought you said 6. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was 5. It was
yeah, St. Louis and Washington were the ones I knew I didn't get.
So I have.
Oh, wait, I got one more.
Oh, all right, good. That actually works.
More,
I gotta let my tutor in for my daughter anyway, so that helps. So you
all
guys
right, sure.
your...
We got you for a second. And Filk, this guy played for 7 NHL teams. And he played 873 games. I have a tidbit about him. I'll mention in a second. And his name is...
I shouldn't hear you.
Ready, Filk? 873 games. I have a tidbit afterwards. His
How
name
many
is
teams?
7 teams. His name is Peter Zezel.
Calgary, Dallas, Toronto, St. Louis.
Didn't play for Calgary.
What?
He didn't play for Calgary. You got 2 so far. 3, you said Philadelphia.
Florida,
No.
Tampa,
No.
Boston,
No.
Pittsburgh,
No.
Quebec,
No.
Arizona / Phoenix.
Nope.
Winnipeg,
Nope.
San Jose,
No.
Vancouver,
There's 4.
Chicago,
No.
Edmonton,
Nope.
and I'm stumped.
What player was this?
Peter Zezel.
Yeah, for some reason this timer is going a little bit
The
too
timer
slow.
is something's wrong with that timer.
It's just
Something's wrong with
slower.
the timer, we'll
Just-
figure it out.
It's obviously much slower than an iPhone timer. That's what I gather. But
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, I'll rework it again. The timer though, I think also one problem is anytime I'm switching tabs, it seems to go off because I've been
Yeah,
switching
it
tabs.
seems to go back when you switch tabs. That's what it was
Yeah.
doing for me. Yeah.
Well, you got
I like
Philadelphia, St. Louis, Toronto, and Vancouver. What you didn't get was New Jersey, Dallas, or Washington.
I got Dallas.
You did say Dallas? All right.
I did
Sorry.
say Dallas. I said it twice, actually.
No problem. I'm sorry. I was obviously distracted by that other thing. So obviously
Yeah.
with Anthony back, we'll make sure that one of us is doing the timer.
Yeah.
So you got 5 on that. Fun fact about Peter Zezel, he did all of the hockey moves for the movie Youngblood.
Youngblood. Yep. Yeah. He was the main hockey choreographer for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Rob Lowe is still skating and everything. I mean, God, he probably still can.
Yeah. Rob Lowe can play hockey, but Peter Zezel was the one doing all the kick tricks and shit.
All right, Anthony, who do you want to ask you first?
Give me. I'll take one of you guys for me before I do for
Go ahead,
you.
Coach,
I'll
you
give
do
you
it.
mine, Anthony.
All right.
All right.
All right, I got the
You ready?
timer. I'll see whether or not that's the problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the timer on the phone because
Yeah, I got the timer in total. Don't worry about it.
Okay, no problem. All right.
Okay.
So Anthony, this player has played 411 games over 9 years with 6 teams. Mark, you ready?
Yep.
This is Darren Van Imp,
Ducks,
correct?
Bruins,
Correct?
Rangers,
Correct?
Islanders,
Correct?
Blue Jackets.
Correct?
How many
One
more?
One more.
Blues,
Nope.
Penguins,
Nope.
Predators,
Nope.
Wild,
Nope.
Maple Leafs.
Nope. And time. It
Time.
was Florida.
Dang it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one. The timer was right there.
All right. That was your easy one, Anthony. I think these two are gonna be a little harder. All right.
How many did Anthony get?
5 out of the 6.
5.
So this
Well,
player, what?
I was gonna say if it comes to enforcers, Anthony's got it in spades.
So this player has played 268 games over 9 years with 7 teams, Anthony. This is John Slaney.
Capitals,
Correct.
Penguins,
Correct.
Sabres,
No.
Flames,
No.
Panthers,
No.
Senators,
No.
Bruins,
No.
Flyers,
Yes.
Whalers,
No.
Maple Leafs.
No. 10 time.
All right.
So you got 3. You said Washington, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. So you missed LA. You missed Phoenix. You missed Nashville and Colorado.
All right, I got 3. All right, my daughter's tutor's here now. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. This one's going to be hard. I don't know if he's going to get it. I really don't know if he's going to get anybody on this one. This one's
always they'll keep me in second place for a little bit.
And this one's tough. I really went kind of obscure for this one.
I didn't go as obscure. I always try to guys. I think these are all guys he would know.
I always try to give an easy one, a medium one, and a hard one.
Yeah.
Just to kind of keep it interesting. Just because, and my easy ones are still like ones that you're not going to totally ace. Just Anthony is very familiar with Darren Van Impe, so I mean,
yes.
I mean, Bill Huard, if I would have given that to Anthony, I would have felt bad because I think giving him that one and then giving the one that I'm about to give him it would have been unfair.
Filk, you can't make this up. Italy just tied the game at 2.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
On their 4th shot of the game.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I gotta find Olympic hockey now. What channel is it on?
I'm watching on Peacock at the moment, so I don't know what channel.
Oh man.
And it's Bradley that scored.
What?
It's Bradley that scored. Anthony?
Matt Bradley, the former, I think he was a Montreal draft pick.
Yeah, Anthony, Viva Italia.
Let's go.
They tied the game at 2-0.
How is Matt Bradley playing for Italy?
I don't know.
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm trying to get this up on the TV.
He must have dual. He must qualify for dual citizenship or something because I'm looking at it. He was born in Stittsville, Ontario. So
yeah, he's gotta have either dual citizenship or there's some lineage that links it. Because I know with the World Baseball Classic, Austin Wells from the Yankees is playing for the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, but they're loose with the World Baseball Classic. That's I think it was Mark Walters played on the Netherlands.
I'm in the process myself of getting dual citizenship in Italy. I qualify because my mother's dad was born in Italy, so I qualify for citizenship by descent.
Wow, that's sick. Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of paperwork you need. So I'm in the phase where I'm gathering all the stuff
and
that I need.
Let me just let this be known that the Olympics is serious about this. Remember in '98, Ulf Samuelsson was removed from Nagano because he became an American citizen. So he didn't have dual Swedish citizenship. Under Swedish law, I believe you lost your you forfeit your citizenship if you got another citizen, if you were citizenship elsewhere. I'm looking at this. I'm in disbelief. 28-4, the shots on net, or as Ilya Sorokin calls this, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And this game is tied.
So I have one more player from Filk.
Yes.
All right. Let's go. Sorry about that.
Okay.
All right.
So I got five the first one, 3 that last one, so I'm at 8.
Maria's right on this too.
Right, but that's also the World Baseball Classic. They opened up those rules so that way guys could play for different countries, like Mike Piazza played for Italy.
Yeah.
This might be Gustafson getting taken out of the net. Like that's how bad this is.
What did I say before? Look out for the wall of St. Paul.
Oh.
Be surprised if he won the starting job.
I mean,
even if they win this game, I don't think he's starting the next one. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony, whenever you're ready.
I am ready.
All right. So your last player has played 352 games over 10 years across 7 teams. Anthony, this is Jamie Huscroft.
Flames?
Yes.
Panthers?
No.
Predators?
No.
Jets?
No.
Oilers?
No.
Bruins?
Yes.
Ducks?
No.
Nordiques?
No.
Penguins?
And time.
No. And time. So you got 2. It was Devils, Tampa, Vancouver, Phoenix, and Washington that you missed.
I know slinging Huskraw very well. I'm disappointed I didn't do as good as I thought.
Well, immediately I knew Calgary. I was
Yeah,
right
me
there
too.
with you.
Calgary was the yeah.
Surprised you even got that. I thought this was going to be a guy that could possibly stump you.
No, I knew Huskraw very well from all the years of playing Sega Genesis and just him being around for a while. I just Oh,
That is sort of the outside rule that I have, by the way. I don't do games. I try not to do players that were not in the original NHL hockey.
all right,
Put it
Mark,
that way. Anthony,
you ready? I'll give you your
ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Which timer were we using?
Phil's got his.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have to see whether or not this works.
You got the timer, Phil?
Yeah, I got a timer.
All right. So, Mark, your first player played in 267 career games, and he played for 5 teams. His name is Steve Martins.
Steve Martins, jeez.
I know one right off the bat.
Yeah. Toronto Maple Leafs,
No.
Ottawa Senators.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
One.
one I was thinking of.
Different one.
St. Louis Blues,
Yes.
Colorado Avalanche,
No.
Nashville Predators,
No.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
No.
Okay. Crap. Florida Panthers.
Time.
No.
No.
Okay.
No. And time.
Yeah.
You
So you
missed.
missed
Tampa Bay was the one that we knew right
Hartford.
off the bat. Hartford
And Islanders.
And Islanders.
So you got 2.
Yeah. Oh, Anthony, what'd you get on the last one? I'm sorry, I didn't put that in.
I got 2.
He got 2 on the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now I'm past Anthony. So
So you got 2 on that first one there, Chief.
yikes.
All right.
That's Dio mio.
What?
Dio mio.
Dios mio.
Whatever.
All right, Mark. Your next player played in 291 career NHL games. He played for 5 teams. I'll give you a hint for goaltender Rolly Melanson.
Rolly Melanson. The New York Islanders. Oh, sorry,
Yes.
Rolly Melanson. Oh shit. Montreal Canadiens.
Yes, Islanders.
Tampa Bay
Canadiens.
Lightning.
No.
Quebec Nordiques.
No.
I switched them up. Toronto Maple Leafs.
No.
Calgary Flames.
No.
Oh boy. Boston Bruins.
No.
St. Louis Blues.
Time.
No.
Time.
You missed
wouldn't have gotten
the
it anyway.
Devils, Kings, and North Stars.
See this guy, Rolly Melanson, good one. I think I confused him a little bit with. I didn't say Buffalo, but Clinton
Reggie
Larchuk. I got
Lemelin.
1 on that.
I
So
think
great.
you were confusing him Reggie Lemelin for a little bit.
Yeah, I think. There's only one Rolly Melanson. What are you talking about?
No, but Dwayne Rollison, I was doing a little bit of.
Dwayne Rolls. No, all right.
That's
Yeah,
not even close,
there's-
buddy.
Yeah. So I think 3 different guys' careers were blending in. Like I said, Clint Malarchuk got in there somehow.
What? How do you get Malarchuk in there with those guys?
Because he did play at the same time as Rolly Melanson.
Oh.
All right, Mark, your last player.
At least I mixed the 2 Petrovitsky brothers up.
Yeah, I've done. One of you guys gave me a Petrovicki one time. I did the same thing.
I did. I
think it was
gave you
Mark.
Robert.
Yeah. All right,
He
Mark.
gave me Robert today too.
Yeah.
Mark, this last player. He only played in 74 games, and you'll understand why I'm giving you this player because typically we don't do it. And you should be a clean sweep. And when you hear his name, you'll understand why.
Wait, what?
But,
You're giving him a guy that doesn't fit the
but
thing?
listen, 74 games played. He played for 5 teams. His name is Chris Ferraro.
Okay, so Rangers, Islanders, Edmonton Oilers, Pittsburgh Penguins, Washington Capitals.
Yep, all 5.
Wow. All right, fine.
You know what? Phil, I got the gift. I'm gonna take it. Don't worry. Once I give Anthony his 3, he's gonna blow right by me.
I was thinking. Even though we talk about him, I thought you weren't going to get Oilers for whatever reason. I thought you were going to get stumped on the Oilers because he barely played for them. And you got it.
I can't believe he played more games than Peter.
No, he didn't. Did he?
I believe he did.
Played more games than who?
Peter Farrar.
No, I think Peter.
No way. Peter played more games.
Yeah, Peter played 40 games for the Bruins one year.
Peter played 92 games.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
All right, Phil, you ready for yours?
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, Mark, you have the timer.
Yes, I will in 1 second.
All
I was shocked. I really thought Chris played more games.
All right.
All right.
Actually, I'm going to start Phil off with the easier one. Give him a gift here, like I gave Mark. All right, Phil. First player played in 588 games. He played for 6 teams. His name is Sergei Zholtok.
Montreal,
Yes.
Boston,
Yes.
Minnesota,
Yes.
Edmonton,
Yes.
Florida,
No.
San Jose,
No.
Calgary,
No.
Toronto,
No.
Tampa Bay,
No.
Washington,
No.
Nashville,
Yes.
One
more.
Anaheim.
Fine.
No. So the only team you missed was Montreal.
I said Montreal.
He's on Montreal first.
Then you got all 6 then because you said Ottawa, you said Minnesota.
Yeah, he said Montreal first.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, my bad. You got all 6.
All right.
All right. Next player. All right, your next player, Phil, played in 411 games, and he played for 7 teams. His name is Paul Fenton.
Paul Fenton.
Wow.
Okay, Carolina,
Hartford, yes.
Hartford. Oh, all right. So you just gave me that one then. Shit. Calgary,
Yes.
Boston,
No.
Chicago,
No.
Tampa.
No.
Time.
So you missed San Jose, Toronto, Winnipeg, LA, and the Rangers.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. How many was that for
one
Phil?
I was literally just throwing shit against the wall and hoping it stuck. So good job, Anthony.
Phil, was that 1?
2.
No,
2.
2.
Okay.
He got Hartford and Calgary. All right. Your last player, Phil. He played on 9 teams, 301 career games. His name is Reed Simpson.
Calgary?
No.
Edmonton.
No.
Chicago.
Yes.
New Jersey.
Yes.
Colorado.
No.
Florida.
No.
Tampa.
Yes.
Buffalo.
No.
Ottawa.
No.
Anaheim.
No.
San Jose.
No.
Time.
So you missed Philadelphia, the North Stars.
I was going to say Dallas.
St. Louis, Montreal, Pittsburgh. So you got 3. You got New Jersey, Tampa, and Chicago.
Yeah, I was going to say Dallas. Oh, look at Brian. Brian, we're going to have you on here one time, or you're going to have to play.
Yeah.
All right. So I just need Mark's 3 players then.
Yeah. Filk, I am really sorry because I think Anthony's going to kill you on this. The 3 guys I chose probably could have gone one harder. All right. Anthony, here we go.
Sorry, I'm trying to find.
Yeah, I'll wait for Filk so I have an independent timer.
I can't believe this game is 2-2. Sweden's out shooting them 33-3.
33-4.
Unbelievable.
Does anybody know what channel it's on?
USA.
Oh, it's on USA? Okay.
I mean, I think Sweden's they've been fine. I mean, those shot numbers speak for themselves. And you're midway through this game. You're outshot 34 now.
Wow.
4.
I can't believe this is a fucking 2-2 game.
You know what's funny too?
Ridiculous.
Damian Klara he's playing in the Swedish Elite League and he has an 888 save percentage. And he's playing.
Oh my god.
Wait, is it? I mean, guess Clara. Is it Clara that's actually starting? I just assumed he was starting. Yeah, that's.
Yep.
All right, Mark, I'm ready for your 3.
Okay, Phil, you got the timer?
Yes, sir.
Anthony and Phil, I apologize about this. This is a veteran of 11,000.
11,000.
Sorry, 11,000. 1,149 games.
He must be pretty old.
1,149 games. He played for 6 teams, and his name is Gary Galley.
Islanders, Bruins, Flyers,
3.
Penguins.
Nope.
Islanders, Bruins, Flyers, Senators.
Nope.
Kings.
Yes, Kings.
1
4.
more.
2 more.
Sabres.
There's 5.
Time.
You keep going back
The
to
other team
Pittsburgh,
was
but
Washington.
it was Washington. He never played for Pittsburgh. I think there was a 3-way deal he was in where Francis went to Pittsburgh. I could have sworn he was in that
No, he
trade.
wasn't a part of the Ron Francis deal.
No. What does he have to do with Pittsburgh?
No, he never was in Pittsburgh. So the Ron Francis deal was Francis,
John
and
Cullen.
Samuelson for John Cullen and Zarley Zalapsky.
That's the guy I'm thinking of. Not Gary Galley. My bad. That's how obscurities works, guys. That easy. Oh, wait, everybody, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Italy just got their 5th and 6th shot of the game. Game's still tied though, so I can't wait to tell my father-in-law about this.
All right.
All right, Anthony, here we go. This guy is a veteran of 895 games, and he's played for 6 teams. Bilk, you ready with the timer?
Go ahead.
His name is Bob Emery.
Who?
Sorry, Bob Emery.
All right, we're gonna restart that. Sorry.
Thank you. Bob Emery.
We're restarting now.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Okay.
Hartford.
No.
Ottawa.
No.
Buffalo.
Yes.
Calgary.
No.
Maple Leafs.
No.
Bruins.
No.
Jesus, Winnipeg.
No.
Rangers.
Yes.
Time.
3. Damn it.
You got 3.
Yeah. So you missed Detroit, San Jose, and Dallas.
All right. So by the way, Phil, I forgot how many of the Galley one did he get?
I got 5.
5. So
Galaxy
you're at
got
8.
5. You just missed Washington.
Yeah.
All right.
3 there.
So, Anthony, you've now taken the lead over me. This is the last guy of the night. You need
4.
let's
4 to
get
tie,
all
5
of
to
them.
win.
4 to tie.
He's played for 5 NHL teams.
Yeah.
He played 318 games. You need all of them for the win. His name is Danton Cole.
Devils.
There's one.
Maple Leafs.
No.
Bruins.
Nope.
Hurricanes. Whalers.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Ducks.
Nope.
Senators.
Nope.
Nope.
Rangers.
Nope.
Nope.
Ducks, Coyotes.
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
Bastard, give me Danton Cole's the last one, Mark. I'm done. I don't know.
All right, time. So you missed
Time.
Tampa, Winnipeg Jets, the Islanders, and Chicago.
Did you know that off the top of your head, Phil?
What?
Danton Cole's teams?
I knew New Jersey and Tampa Bay. I didn't know the other ones.
Wow, that's kind of amazing. All right.
I only know Tampa because he's in NHL 94 on Tampa.
Okay. Yeah, no, I remember that. He had a very hockey name.
Hey, Mark.
Yes.
Sorry, when Phil last week, Phil got left early, so he didn't see it. But have you shown him Puck Buddies yet on Puck Doku?
I did not. I did
Pull it
not.
up.
So we could do a quick one of those.
Yeah.
I got to get going after that, guys. So
Me too. Well, yeah, pull it up. Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
I think this is my buddy's birthday present. So I got to open this.
All right. So this is Puck Doku. This is Puck Buddies. What do you think about that Boomtown?
Wow, this
I hate
came really quick. I can't believe it. Yep.
I hate Puck Buddies. All right. So, Filk, we got to come up with a player. It's a teammate of Corey Perry. It's also a teammate of Alexander Radulov, Ryan Getzlaff, Ben Lovejoy, and Anton Khudobin.
Chris Kunitz?
Let's start that. Chris Kunitz.
Kunis played with majority of those guys, I would say. Yeah,
He's got 3 of them. So right now we're on a tryout.
Did Joel Armia only play with Perry, right? In Montreal.
Yes, I believe so. But how about this? Joe Pavelski.
Pavelski's played with 2 of those, yes.
No.
Actually, should 3 of them because he played with Perry in Dallas, I believe.
Yeah, well, you got Perry. You got to get these 2. One of these.
Did Cogliano? Cogliano for sure, right? Because he played with Perry.
Cogliano played with both of them, yeah. In Dallas. Him, Perry, yeah.
Cogliano, okay. We're up to glue guy now. We got 27 points. I didn't see how many that was.
Let's see. Perry played for Tampa Bay, Montreal.
I'll be right back. I got to
kind of drive me crazy.
Ben Lovejoy was mostly just Pittsburgh, right? I don't know what other team.
I mean, we could do Ryan Kessler. That'll give you at least. Oh, there's 3 of them. Kessler played with Khudobin.
Yeah,
and Lovejoy probably in.
Who did I say from? You poo-pooed it. Didn't Radulov play for Montreal, right?
Yeah.
So was Joel Armia there already? Because hold on.
I think maybe
because he played with Perry for sure.
We got 5 lives, so incorrect. We lost 1.
Radulov was not there then. All right. My bad. Let's see. Khudobin was Dallas and Boston. Khudobin played for Boston.
Okay, how about this? Tyler Seguin.
Yeah.
Does that cover Boston? We got 3 of them.
We're at depth call up right now.
How about Patty Maroon? There's 3 of them.
Look at you go. I'm drawing the Alex did Goligoski play with Khudobin on Dallas, and then did he play with might have been with Lovejoy.
Goligoski, I think, played with Khudobin on Dallas.
Okay, so we're going to Alex Goligoski. Incorrect.
Oh, he never played with Corey Perry.
Wisnowski?
No, Wisnowski only played for Edmonton, Anaheim, and the Islanders.
Right, but they would at least get you Getzlaf, though. So, and maybe it might get you Lovejoy.
No, but Perry. When did Perry play with Wisnowski?
He didn't play with Wisnowski in Anaheim.
Sorry,
Perry and Wisnowski were together in Anaheim.
Yep, you're right.
And Wisnowski had his big year in 2011 with Perry.
All right, we already did Patty Maroon. There's definitely a. I mean, obviously we could do Timu, but that's not it. Solani.
Timu.
But
Solani.
All right, we could do Solani. That gives us 2 of those. Okay. John Gibson. There's 3 of them. So I guess Khudobin played for the Ducks at some point. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, he did. Bruins and Ducks Stars. What about Rob? What about Rob Niedermayer? He played with Perry, right? But then, hold on. I don't think he played with it.
It still got Getzlaf. You still got Getzlaf. So that's still a person.
All right.
Like even Pronger would work right here. Which, okay. Chris Pronger. There is one. This guy, by the way, Clara is loving this day.
What about Stanislav Shistov?
Is that one Shistov?
Yep.
You got Getzlaf. Jakob Silverberg.
I don't think Silverberg played with Radulov.
No, but he's still got Khudobin, Lovejoy, and those.
Yeah.
Somebody's all 4 of these. Radulov played in Nashville, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Radulov played in Nashville and Montreal.
Saku Koivu?
Did he play with Corey Perry though?
Yeah, he played.
Yeah, he definitely played with Corey Perry.
Perry, I think Lovejoy in Anaheim.
Oh yeah,
he's got 2, not 3.
And that's Sean O'Donnell.
Sean O'Donnell definitely played with 3 of them.
Just Getzlaf.
No, he if he played with Getzlaf, he played with Perry too.
Right, well, that's it. You get the credit for Getzlaf.
You get the credit for Getzlaf. Yeah.
Perry's got to be the constant connector.
Shit.
We made it to the 4th line, by the way.
Fuck. This is hard.
Kevin Bieksa.
Should get 3 of them, yeah.
Yep.
Lovejoy. I thought he played with Lovejoy in Anaheim.
Who was BX the guy that started with Nashville?
He started with Vancouver.
He started with Vancouver. Who's the defenseman that played in Nashville that was really good? Dan Hamhuis?
Dan Hamhouse went from Nashville to Vancouver. He might have. I think he played Anaheim later in his career.
Incorrect.
No, he didn't. He went from Nashville to Vancouver to Dallas to Nashville again.
How many shots do we have left?
2 left.
It's the.
How about Kevin Shattenkirk?
I think by the time he got to Anaheim, Corey Perry might have been gone.
Shattenkirk played with Perry.
I think
You know what?
I think he was gone by the time Shattenkirk got to Anaheim, though.
Right.
2021. He didn't play with Perry.
Right. You're right. Shattenkirk didn't play with Perry. So
What about?
Was it anybody from Anaheim that played on the?
What about Jason Blake?
He would have played with Getzlaf. I'm not sure about Lovejoy.
All right, but Jason Blake would get us at least one. He did. He got us Getzlaf. Well, what am I thinking? Jamie Benn.
Sweden scored.
There's 3 of them. There it is. Nylander.
He might be behind. Yeah, might be behind.
Miro Heiskanen. There's somebody that's all 4. How are we not getting the guy that's all 4? Who else is on that Dallas Cup team?
Yeah, your guys' feeds are ahead of mine.
Like, was that actually Jake Ottinger?
Way ahead of mine.
And here I am alone. All right. Well, I'll still be a little stubborn and trying to figure this one out. Oh, in Italy, with a chance, they're being outshot 41-11.
Yeah.
All right.
They're using the LA Kings goal horn too.
All right.
Yeah, my feed is so far behind that I literally just Nylander just scored on mine.
All right. Well, I'm going to pull this. We'll take that one down. We're going to wrap it up here, guys. Oh, wait, hold on. Anthony's back. Let's see if I can finish this. We got 2 more shots. So here we go, guys.
2 more.
2 more
Curtis Foster.
Okay, let's try Curtis Foster. Let's also tap. Actually,
I think Getzlaf he'll get. I'm not sure.
And Perry probably. Well, also Perry's included. Always.
With a K. It's with a Foster's with a
It's
K.
a K.
Curtis Foster with a K.
there we go. Curtis Foster. Here we go. Bobby Ryan.
Yeah.
Bobby Ryan would have, I think, just Getzlaf. Oh,
Now you got Lovejoy too. Trying to think of who was on that 2020 Dallas team. Because that seems to be the answer so far. With Rick Bowness.
Blake Como?
Yes. Yes, I think that might be it. That might be the guy that gets all 4.
No, I don't know what all 4. He played Radulov.
I don't think he's going to get Radulov though.
He didn't get Getzlaf.
Getzlaf. Shit. We said Cogliano already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Radek Foxa's in there. So that's a definite one.
Marek Foxo should get all of them except I think maybe Getzlaf.
He's not going to get Getzlaf.
Yeah.
So you know what? Wait a minute. Did John Klingberg ever play for the Ducks?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think Getzlaf might have been retired by then, though.
Yeah, but we still got 3 of them, so we're in the middle 6.
Yeah, he Getzlaf was retired by then, so he's not going to get Getzlaf. But the Dallas guys, yes.
What about Roman Polak?
All right, Roman Polak.
Actually, Roman Polak might have all of them, to tell you the truth. Because I know he was a Dallas guy.
3 of them.
And then he was an Anaheim guy. Actually, no, he never played for Anaheim. Fuck.
Let me throw this name out there. Andre Sekera.
Sekera?
We got 2.
Did Sekera ever play for Anaheim?
No. I thought he would get all 3 of them. That's funny. He shares my wife's birthday. So, forgot who it was that I shared a birthday with earlier in the day. Hang on. Well, why don't we think of the obvious guy, Rupe Hintz? That's why I started singing that song. Hang on, Rupe, hang on.
Oh God, Mark.
Yeah, I know. Look, I never said it was funny.
What?
I never said it was good.
Damn.
Oh, you're
How about Matthias Janmark?
Quite a character. That's going to get you a Mariota.
Matthias Janmark's got 3.
Yeah.
Oh, if we're doing the Cup Finals, gotta get the guy that put him in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Gurianov.
Yeah.
Gurianov, yeah.
On the top line.
I think Kiviranta fits here too.
Joel Kiviranta, okay. Yeah, we were talking about him before.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're
2 of them.
It's funny you say this because I actually know who I share a birthday with. I share a birthday with 2 celebrities. One is Kaylee Cuoco.
Okay.
And the other is actually also a Long Island guy. And it's the late, great Kevin Conroy.
Oh, all right.
Who
Wait, what do you mean?
the animated series?
Oh, okay. I thought you meant Kevin Connolly for a second.
No, Kevin Conroy, who voiced Batman. He's also from Long Island. So
I did not know that. I never knew that. That's a good one.
I didn't know that until like a few years ago. I found that out. I was like, holy shit, he's from Long Island? And it was from Syosset, I believe. Kaylee Cuoco and I are actually born on the same exact day, same year and everything too.
Yeah.
November 30th of 85. So
by the way, I remember Jamie Alexiak. That's another one.
Alexiak would have the Dallas guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
There's no way. Is this a replay? No, it's a replay. Okay. All right.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to watch the game. So.
Yeah.
What about Patrick Eaves?
That might be it.
I think he might be a guy that fits all these.
No, just Getzlaff.
Just Getzlaff?
Wow.
What the hell? No. Was he not there in Dallas when Radulov?
No, he wasn't.
Jason Spezza?
That might be somebody. Let's try Spezza. Because he did go to Dallas for a while. Incorrect.
Oh.
So wait, who did you do that just did 3, Mark?
That was Essa Lindell.
Oh, Lindell.
'Cause
Okay.
He was never teammates with Corey Perry.
Lindell?
No, Jason Spezza.
Yeah, I was about to say. They're saying try Surrey. I don't think Surrey played with Radulov.
Yeah.
But Sheldon Surrey will get you these two.
He'll get you Perry, Getzlaff, and
Yeah.
Lovejoy?
Yeah, he got you Getzlaff and Lovejoy. I already did it.
Okay. Yeah.
So Sheldon Surrey, Brandon Montour.
No.
No.
But he played with
Who's
Perry.
Montour?
He played with Perry. He's got Getzlaff.
Wait, no, hold on. Montour?
Yeah. Montour played for Anaheim.
Oh yeah, he would get both of them. Maybe he might.
Yeah,
get Lovejoy.
there you go. Doesn't
I
get
got
Lovejoy
one.
though.
What about Vitaly Vishnevsky?
No. Actually, no. He'll get you Getzlaff. I don't think he'll get you the others.
He got you Radulov.
Where did he play with Radulov?
Nashville.
What about James Wisniewski?
That's one. That might even get you Lovejoy, I think.
Just
Getzlaff.
Getzlaff.
Okay.
We still got 14 possible more points, I think. Oh, no, there's more. There's much more.
I'm trying to think of players that played with Radulov in Nashville early on.
I'm even thinking Montreal. I'm like, there's got to be somebody in Montreal, right?
What's his name? You play with Radulov in Nashville. First name is Sheldon.
Sheldon Brookback?
Yes. Yes. Sick guy. Yeah.
Yes, but did he ever play with Perry?
He played in
Anaheim. He was in
Okay.
Anaheim.
Sheldon Brookbank, you got 2 of them.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on, Snoopers.
I think that's probably it for Nashville. Radulov. I don't think.
We already used Kunitz, I believe.
Yeah.
Easy question.
Like it's got to be either. All right. What about? There's
Did
nobody
Jason
on Chicago,
did
right?
Jason Arnott ever play for Anaheim?
I think he did.
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Arnott never played for Anaheim.
So I know he went from Edmonton to New Jersey to Dallas to Nashville, and then I think that was it for him.
And then
Oh no, he went. Okay, so I was wrong. He went from back to New Jersey to Washington to St. Louis.
Paul Correa missed Getzlaff and Perry by a year, right?
Yes,
Um,
because he was there. No, he missed them by 2 years. He
2
played
years?
03-04 in Colorado. And then they came
Overthinking
up
this guy is Cam Fowler.
Fowler, yes.
Boom.
Yep,
There's 3 of them.
Hold on. So somebody on those teams aside from Cam Fowler.
Adam Henrique.
Henrique would have played with just them.
Ben Lovejoy and yeah.
What about the player?
We're missing Jonas Hiller. Nobody said Hiller, right?
No, nobody said Hiller.
What?
Hiller would have had all.
There's two of them.
What about it's the guy that you gave. I think Phil, you gave Mark him in obscurities. He had no idea who he was. Brandon Buchenski. He played with.
Buchenski would have.
He played with Radulov in Nashville, and he played for Anaheim too.
Yeah.
There's two.
What about
How about a current New York Ranger?
What?
Sam Carrick.
Sam Carrick? Okay.
All right. Phil, what was yours?
Tony Ludman. No, Lyd. I know it's spelled differently. Ly. And Tony's with an I.
That's why. There he is. Two.
I got another one. Dan Ellis.
Dan Ellis is a good one. Mark, speaking of which, former Rangers, how about Paul Mara?
When did he play with Perry? Never mind. I just thought of an answer. What about Ryan Miller?
Yeah.
All right. Freddie Anderson. Freddie Anderson's got 3.
Actually, I think I got one. I just thought about it. Have either of you said Danny Heatley?
No. Okay. How about Carl Hagelin? Got 3. Go with another former Ranger that played there. Just 1. 11-on-1 is a failure right now.
What about Nate Thompson?
Nate Thompson definitely played. Yeah.
Yeah, I know he was in Anaheim for sure. Oh, got 3 of them. Nice. Shit.
Phil, did Brian Gibbons play for the New York Rangers? I'm thinking of somebody else. No, he never played for the New York Rangers. Played against the Rangers.
Chris Wagner.
Chris Wagner's a good one.
Played for the Islanders.
Like deadline definite.
Everybody keeps saying James Neal.
Man, Wagner got 3. Yeah.
How about this? Andre Kasha.
Yeah.
Was Perry.
Only gets left.
James Neal. Anybody?
How about Brandon Peary if you want to go former Rangers?
Brandon Peary, got 2 of them.
I got another 4th liner Islander. If it's Harry Zolnierczyk.
Oh, geez, former Flyer. Wow.
Okay, there you go. There's another one.
How about I know this only because I have two friends, they're brothers, they're twins, and their last name is Corbo. And I constantly refer to them as Corbinian Holzer 1 and 2, just because their last name is Corbo. So go Corbinian Holzer. John and Justin, I don't know if they're watching or not, but I would always call them Corbinian Holzer.
How do I spell it?
Holzer,
Holzer.
Corbinian Holzer. Got it.
This Christy's saying Tim Jackman. Yeah, that's
that's a good one. He was definitely an Anaheim Duck. I know that for sure.
Got 3.
Wow, that's a good one.
Nick Ritchie.
Nick Ritchie would be one. I think he's gonna get just Getzlaf.
Nick Ritchie did get Khudobin as well.
Khudobin too. Okay. What about Sean Harkoff? He played for both Dallas and Anaheim.
Chris Gratton.
Okay.
I think Chris Gratton, he ended his career earlier.
Clayton Stoner.
Clayton Stoner's definitely, yeah.
Clayton Stoner should be a good one.
Yeah, Clayton Stoner should get 3.
Yep.
What about Sammy Vatanen? I know he played in Anaheim. I don't know about. I think he might get 3. No, SAMI.
Yeah. 1M, Mark.
He's got 3. We're in the Hall of Fame.
Cogliano is one of the first people we used.
Yeah, Cogliano we used. Shit.
Jamie McGinn.
You know what? Yeah, Jamie McGinn is a good one. I had another one. He was in the Bobby
Ryan. Let's get Jamie McGinn.
Stefan Nason. He was in the Bobby Ryan trade.
Yep.
Wait. Who's Stefan Nason? I hear it's Stefan Nosen.
Did you use McGinn?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, he just did McGinn.
What about Santorelli? Mike Santorelli. He played for
Santorelli played with him on Anaheim.
And he played for Anaheim.
Might get 2 or 3.
Mike Santorelli, 2. How about this one? Chad Johnson.
He played in Anaheim, yeah.
Got Getzlaf. Thought he'd get more because he was a bit of a.
What about David Perron?
Could be a good one.
Yeah, and Mark already. Chris.
Got 3.
Did we do Ricard Raquel yet?
No, we did
not.
Raquel's going to have all of them except for Radulov.
Yeah.
What about Adam Cracknell?
Wow, that's a name. Yeah, Ducks.
2.
Wow. And he played in Dallas as well.
George Parros.
Parros.
Parros would have 3 of them probably. What? Only one?
Only one.
Only Getzlaf?
Wow, that's crazy. Did anyone use John Gibson?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Fuck. All right.
I did. Hampus Lindholm?
That should have at least Getzlaf, maybe Lovejoy. Oh, you got all 3. We got 3 of them. Okay. We used Maroon already, right?
Who?
Yeah.
Yes, used Maroon. How about Luke Shen?
Was
I screwed it up for us.
I was gonna say, did Steve Ruchin miss Perry and Getzlaf, or was he there?
Yeah, he was 05-06. He was a Ranger, and then he went to Atlanta the next year, and that was his final year.
Yeah.
He was the second line center in 05-06.
All right.
most popular answers. These guys. I still don't see where it says who the one that all four is. I'm not sure if there's a guy that's all four.
Was it Cogliano?
I guess it was.
Because when we said Cogliano, his face came up and it said glue guy.
It was
I think so.
It was Cogliano.
All right, so there's only one guy that played with all.
I'm going to go watch the third period of this game and hope that Italy pulls off an upset, but I'll talk to you guys.
All
right. And everybody, thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining us this week. We had a lot of fun doing all this. Tremendous support today. I don't understand why we didn't get much support, I guess, on X because I tagged Jeff Marek, I guess. So don't understand what was going on with that. No, I didn't. Also, worst trade in NHL history. All right. Don't understand what happened with that, guys, but is what it is. Everybody, thank you very much. We're going to run, and we will talk to you later on this week.